Receivers left side. Ron Windsor, yes, he even had the ball thrown his way. The dealer's ready. Left hand to his back. Throws quickly, and that ball is passed McKelvey at around the 20-yard line. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 10. He threw that thing awfully quick, and there wasn't a lot of pressure that time around him, Jack, but I'm wondering if the pressure that played before had him thinking. Well, they got plenty of pressure on him that time. It looked like the dealer wanted to throw inside or outside, and Windsor wanted it outside, so just zig and zag and do the wrong thing. Windsor goes left side. McKelvey is there as well with him. Harvey to the near side. 3rd down and 10 Arizona. 4th 13. They need their 23. The dealer is back. Has good time. Throws. That ball is over the head of Windsor. Right through his hands, and it'll be 4th and 2. It's an interesting move there by Windsor. Plenty enough to pick up the 1st down. And it looked like the Talons may have tried to pull off and go on the opposite receiver and cover McKelvey. So he was wide open to make that catch and goes right through his hands.
You know, I think the ball got there before he expected, because it looked like he turned and it was right there.
He looked back at the dealer like, hey, I can't do that.
So it's time to react. Big 4th down and 10 early in this game. 10:20 to go, 1st period. Tulsa up 6-0 in the 4th and 10 Arizona at their own 13. The dealer set, has the football. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, throws. That ball is caught right at midfield and across it to the 23-yard line. What a catch by J.J. McKelvey. Chris Royal had good coverage, but the gain is 13 in the 1st down.
Good throw and catch there. Chris was in great position running the dig route towards us on the field and just running flat at us. DeVere put that ball in the only place that McKelvey could catch it on the wall, and he stretches out with his big long body and makes a great catch.
So it'll be 1st down Arizona. Now at Tulsa's 22-yard line. There goes Windsor in motion left side. DeVere with the snap. Looking. Fires to the outside. That ball is caught right up against the wall immediately. At the 16-yard line, J.J. McKelvey made the catch again. The tackle in there by Terrell Mingo, so we'll call that a gain of 5. And you're wondering now if they want to pull the trigger a little bit early because of pressure.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a pressure thing, but also what you're seeing, too, is Talons are in pretty good position. But this is why Windsor's got so many touchdowns. They throw underneath, lull you to sleep, big time, go to the end zone. So you've seen a bunch of underneath stuff, so don't look out here. Watch out for the big throw.
From the 17 of Tulsa, 2nd and 5. They need the 12 for the 1st down. McKelvey goes in motion right side for Davila. He's back, looking. Davila throws short ball, caught at the 5-yard line. That is Harvey at the 5. He's knocked down by Ronnie Amati, but that's a gain of 8 and a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal Arizona. Even though they trail 6-0 with 8:50 to go here in the 1st period, they are moving the football.
Yeah, they're moving it. Pretty long drive here. It's got about play 6 or 7 for them, so it's an outdoor drive and just really methodical, throwing inside, outside, and just manufacturing some yards.
I think one thing you saw, too, at 4th and 10, they're not scared of that. It doesn't bother them in the least.
They were cool and calm. They were ready to throw the ball.
2 receivers right side. The outside guy is Windsor. Watch for the fade route here. McKelvey comes in motion to the right side as well. Davila set. There's the snap. Back. Looking. Fires end zone. Knocked down by Royal. Incomplete. Trandon Harvey, the intended receiver. Chris Royal with a nice play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Great job by Chris Royal using his hands. This is a place where you've got to match up man on man. Sometimes they'll caliber them, and if one guy goes inside, they'll switch, and you've got to be really quick to respond to that. They do a good job, and they're switching on the inside. But one of the matchups you want to take a look at tonight is with Mingo. Trey Mingo up on Windsor. 2 big guys, but Mingo's got really serious hands. So if he gets his hands on him, I think he may shut him down.
2nd and goal. Arizona at Tulsa's 5. McKelvey comes in motion to the right side. Davila with the snap again. Wants to throw fast. Does. Caught. Touchdown. J.J. McKelvey just in front of Chris Royal on the right side, and it's all even at 6-6 with 7:39 counting to go. That's a nice throw.
Yeah, I think I thought Chris Royal maybe was coming up to talk to that outside judge there. That's McKelvey. How tall is McKelvey?
He's about 6'4".
6'4", coming up against Chris Royal. If he uses those big, long arms, he can create some separation. I think that's what Royal was trying to get there with the ref.
By the way, we will interact with you by text tonight, as always, at 95920 if you'd like to be a part of it. Extra point upcoming. Snap a little high. The kick is up, and it's off the pole, so we stay even. 7:09 to go here in the 1st period. Each team has made one kicking game error, and we are 6-6. Talons get the kickoff next. This is Talons football on KRMG.
At your next business event,
1 minute here.
Be the star and receive the red carpet treatment. Step aboard one of Red Carpet Charter's deluxe motor coaches, recently awarded the motor coach industry's highest designation of Motor Coach Operator of the Year for 2010.
Yes, apparently we had a
Red Carpet Charters has been proudly serving Oklahoma
cord
for
issue.
25 years.
Oh, that cord?
Get the red carpet treatment you deserve. And check out our website at redcarpetcharters.com.
30 seconds.
Fans, do you have a defensive plan when it comes to getting sick or hurt? Let's face it, life is a lot like football. So are you ready for those hits? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma has the defensive game plan for you. It's called Health Check. Best of all, it's affordable coverage, and it's available for you or your whole family. Call it
10 seconds.
6303-BLUE or
Go ahead with the
online
line.
at cbsok.com. Protect yourself with a good defensive plan with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Love Talons football? You'll love hearing Rick Corey's sports on the KRMG Morning News. Weekday mornings 5 to 8:30 on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG.
Welcome back downtown to the BOK Center on KRMG as we continue with Talons football in week number 15. Zach Jones and Rick Corey at the BOK. 7:09 to go in the first period. Teams are tied 6-6 after an 8-play drive by Arizona. Kickoff coming from Fabrizio Scacia, and there it is, very high, and it looks like it's going to come a little short. It comes low off the net. Hewley has it, and here he comes. Jeff at the 5, cuts back there. He's at the 10-yard line. He'll go down at the 11. Very nice tackle in there by Arizona's Kelvin Morris, and it'll be right at the 10-yard line, and Tulsa will start there 1st and 10.
Good return there. I thought maybe for a second Jeff was going to have a hole to jump through, and big Kelvin closed it up pretty quick, 245, 6'4".
And that's a pretty nice tackle on a kid as quick as Jeff Hewley.
He did a
Jeff's
good job.
one of those guys that's pretty beat up as this team is, so let's see how long these starters go. 1st and 10, Tulsa at the 10-yard line. 2 receivers go right side. One of those guys will be Hewley in motion. All good with the snap. Has time again, throwing middle of the field. Jeff makes the catch at the 24. I paused because it hit him in the hands. He played a little hot potato and dragged it back in again before Morris made the tackle, and it's a 1st down Tulsa just across midfield.
Your normal gasp, though, is the like he looked like he was going to pop it up. It goes off his knee, makes a great catch, even with the shove in the back, and comes down with it. So great catch there. And again, plenty of room for him to make that catch. So far tonight, the Talons have had what they need, but there's a long way to go.
It's just across midfield now for Tulsa into the Arizona Rattlers territory. We are tied at 6 apiece, 6:15 to go here in the first period. Tulsa 1st and 10. Morgan in motion to the right. All good, and there are snaps, but there are also flags and whistles. And Brett Rail never actually snapped the ball. Looked to me like he had. I think Tulsa drew Arizona off sides, and that is the case. And one of the things they talked about was being able to draw the nose guard Hawthorne off sides, and they were able to do it right there.
That's huge, especially, when the Talons play and you've got that big disruption in the middle, it will throw off everything in the backfield, from center exchanges to quarterback footwork. Everything is all disrupted, so the snap count's going to be critical tonight to make them guess. That's where you're going to see some runs and just keep them guessing, keep them off balance.
1st and 5 now, Tulsa inside the 20 of Arizona. Justin Allgood with the snap. Great protection. Slides left, throws, and that ball's incomplete. Tried to go to Franklin over the middle, and now a flag comes out very late. And I mean, as late as that is, Terrence Sanders turned around and held his arms up. What is that, Zach?
I think what you're going to see, that's the same play they ran first of the game, but that's going to be a warning to, I think, picking the umpire. He had moved in the box. What happened is Carlise had tried to run a short dig, just like they did at the first of the game. He kind of sneaks out and then runs a 10-yard dig or 5 yards, and that time he runs right into the umpire, Chad, moving to his right, and Carlise is moving to his right, Chad moving to his left, just a conflict of area.
So it's not really a penalty. It is a warning, and it'll be 2nd down and 5, Tulsa, just inside the 20. Hewley in motion right side. Snap to Allgood, quick throw. Jeff makes the catch at the 13, turns upfield to the 11-yard line. Tackle in there by Francona, but not before a gain of 9. It'll be 1st and 10 Tulsa at the 11-yard line. Good news is you can still make a 1st down before a touchdown.
That's awesome. It's one of those things, though, you might not want to do. You get into that tight area, so you kind of want to get in here, maybe take a shot early, and come up with a longer touchdown than the short one.
5:08 to go and counting, first period. Tulsa and Arizona tied at 6 apiece. Two of the better teams in this league fighting it out now. Both already playoff qualified. Franklin goes in motion right side. He'll be the lone receiver there. Snap to Allgood. Good protection. Throwing. That ball caught by Franklin at the 1. Fights into the end zone. Touchdown off Carlise Franklin. They had him corralled. It was Riley Swanson who had a hold of him. The little number 5 is stronger than he looks. He drags him in, and it's 12-6 Tulsa.
We talked about how tough Carlise is, and that time Carlise was not going to be denied the end zone. He just caught the ball, tucked it away, and just fought. It was all heart right there. Just fought right his way into the end zone. Great job.
I call him Superstar when I see him. I always ask him how he's doing, and he smiles big. That kid, he's got a lot of superstar in him, I promise.
He sure does.
On for the extra point, Marco Capozzoli. Hewley will hold. Left footer is ready. Good snap. The hold is there. The kick is up, and this time it's down the center. 4:14 to go here in the first period. Tulsa leads 13-6 over Arizona. This is Talons football on KRMG.
The Home and Garden Expo of Oklahoma returns to the quick 1 minute here square. The hottest ideas in home improvement, landscaping, and more. Do-it-yourself seminars, cooking demonstrations, a green zone to make your home more eco-friendly, and someone will win a $5,000 Lowe's gift card. Parking and admission are free. Don't miss the Home and Garden Expo of Oklahoma in the Quick Trip Center at Expo Square, July 30th through August 1st. Presented by Thermal Windows, Public Service Company of Oklahoma, Ozone Alert, and the News on 6.
Camp Lockridge is taking 5K to the extreme.
You see me occasionally coughing my head off, just keep talking.
Yeah, I looked over one time to pass it back to you. I was like, uh-oh.
For a full off-road 5K, take on the mile course.
I can explain this a little more.
Yeah, just keep explaining.
15 seconds.
And then when I was in college,
outdoors and making friends. The Extreme 5K starts at 8 a.m. on Saturday, July 31st at Camp Lockridge in beautiful South Tulsa. For complete details, go to extreme5k.com.
AM 740 and FM 102.3 News Talk KRMG. This is Talons football on a Saturday night, a hot Saturday night at the BOK Center. Rick Corey along with Zach Jones, and after the touchdown catch of some 11 yards by Carlise Franklin from Justin Allgood, the extra point by Marco Capozzoli. 13-6, the Talons lead the Arizona Rattlers, and early on, Zach, neither team looks like they want to go gently into that good night.
They sure don't, and it's been really exciting to see, initially the Talons playing really good defense, and right now spectacular offense, so really exciting to see early on.
Capozzoli is set to kick off from right to left. Trandon Harvey is the man deep. This one's going to be very short. Harvey takes it about 4 yards deep. Back at the goal line to the 5, to the 10. Harvey still on his feet to 15. They better wrap him up. But to the 19, and he's down there. Capozzoli in on the tackle. Steve Watson there as well. But he got nearly the 20-yard line. I think they'll actually mark him right there. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20.
I feel like a broken record when I say this, and it doesn't really make sense. But the people listening understand, when that ball does not come off the net, it gives the return team such an advantage. They have so much more time to set up because it goes right to his hands. It's almost like he can catch it on the run. And so it gives him a 5-yard head start where he'd have to wait for it to come off the net, and that's exactly what you see there. And a great kick saved by Capozzoli there to come in for the trip tackle.
And it just doesn't give your defense time to get down there either, your kick defense. All right, so from their own 20, Arizona trailing 13-6. They have it 1st down. Davila with the snap. Here comes pressure, and there are whistles, and they'll call Tulsa for offsides. Nope, they're going to actually call it against Arizona. It looked like they were going to call Terrence Carter. Instead, they're going to call that left side guard for jumping, and it'll be 1st and 15 back at the 15-yard line.
Well, I thought I was going to jump on TC's side as well and think it was him, but that's a good move going to the other side. Another big team. These guys are the big old boys up front, 325 pounds on one side and 325 pounds on the other. So these are some big old offensive linemen again.
Yeah, they are big. And the fullback, John Booker, is probably as big as there is in the league as well. 1st and 15, Arizona at their 15-yard line. Davila back, throwing left side, caught by McKelvey at the 20. Explodes over across midfield. He's in the Tulsa territory at the 23, and he'll go all the way to Tulsa's 20-yard line. They may mark him a little short around the 21. Amati there, Watson there on the tackle as well, but he got back 14 to the 15, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
Well, you see what the Rattlers are doing here is the same thing the Talons have done, is keep the defensive line off balance. They short throw, they do a couple quick screens just to kind of keep them guessing. And that time, Nineheist almost makes a tackle for just a couple-yard gain, just missed it by an inch.
From the 21 of Tulsa, 2nd down and 1 now for Arizona. Windsor in motion left side. Davila with the snap. Here comes the pressure. He's going to have to hurry. Fires left side. Ball caught at the 14-yard line, and there's a penalty. And they're going to call Terrence Carter, I think, for a late hit. The ball caught over there by McKelvey at the 14. He was knocked into the stands. Yep, it will be a personal foul, roughing the passer.
I thought they might get him for that. He was getting held around the corner. And you know how Terrence plays. He plays all out. He goes to dive for it and may have rolled into him a little extra at the end, so I think that's what he got called for.
And they'll tack this on to the actual catch, which was a nice catch. And Paul Ross, who was sitting right near Danny White, the offensive coordinator for Arizona, and the two were talking back and forth, and I mean in a friendly way.
Yeah,
Paul's a
absolutely
co-owner in Arizona as well, and so the two are pretending to be after each other, but they were not. First and goal, Arizona now at Tulsa 7. 2:17 to go first period. 13-6 Tulsa leads. Brandon Harvey in motion right side. Davila's back. Throws. Back corner of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Harvey had a really good chance at that. Amati closing in on him. So was Terrence Carter. So was Jamar Ransom. And so was the wall. And I think that's what made it incomplete.
Yeah, there was a lot of hustle and a lot of wall coming at him. And I think a little extra there, too. It's always fun when the hustlers get around the ball like Jamar, TC, and that. You never get out unscathed, and there he's going to hit the wall anyway. Jamar just gave him a little extra momentum in a 225-pound push.
Well, he looked around. He had a shot at catching that ball, but he took his eyes off of it. There's no doubt about that. So it's second and goal now from the Tulsa 7 for Arizona. McKelvey goes in motion to the right side. Windsor's there with him. Davila with the snap. Throwing back in the end zone. McKelvey caught. Touchdown. He bounces off the wall. So does Chris Royal. But it's a touchdown, and we are at 13-12. Tulsa leading Arizona, and once again, you've got a 6'4" guy on a 5'10" guy, Zach. It just makes sense.
It makes sense. That time it's kind of just a skinny post inside throw route where it's a man-on-man route. Chris maybe have guessed outside. He's still in not bad position, but when you get down there, it's a game of inches, and Chris was a little bit shorter on that side of it, and they just put it out there where he couldn't get to it.
Extra point upcoming from Scasia. The snap is high, but the hold is good, and Scasia puts it in the net this time, but just in the net. And so with 54 seconds to go here in the first period, we're tied at 13. It's Tulsa and Arizona all even. Back with the kickoff next on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers. Baseball season is...
1 minute here. This is the last regularly scheduled spot in this quarter. I'll have more ready to go.
Should be.
Daily instant win scratchers are always a hit, as well as a $50,000 grand salary and 2 tickets to the World Series. So put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play my way.
Here's the pitch, Infinity Card gamers. Play, get points.
30 seconds.
Win big.
You will be able to run a liner, I think.
Scratch winners get built-in hotel stays. Rewards play. Or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win $50,000. Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series plus $5,000.
10 seconds, back with liner.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
Hey, this is Jamar the Hitman Ransom. You're listening to the Talons football on AM 740 and FM 102.3 News Talk KRMG.
Thank you, number 44. 54 seconds to go here in the first period. Downtown at the BOK Center, Rick Corey and Zach Jones. Tulsa and Arizona tied at 13 apiece. Scasia set to kick off from left to right. Jeff Yulee back deep for Tulsa. There's the kick very high. It's going to come high off that net left side. Jeff's got a good opportunity here. Back to the goal line to the 5. Jeff makes a move to the 7, and he is dragged down right there. A very nice tackle. Pardon me, in the open field right there by Arizona, by DeVoe, after a terrific job, I thought, by Jeff making the first guy miss. And it sure looked to me like he had a hole right there, Zach, and it closed quickly.
I thought so, too. It looked like Bell Biv DeVoe's, that's his brother, right?
It might be.
Yeah, he closed the gap pretty quickly.
You'll be surprised that I know that group. I know that Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
Johnny Gill was my favorite out of that group. Oh, my Lord, I can't believe I just said that. All right, Tulsa first and 10 at their own 7-yard line of a 13-all game. All good with the snap and back, throwing left side, and the ball to the tight end is dropped. Oh, my. They had it so well set up for Anthony Bolden. Brett Riddle out in front, nobody else there, and Anthony just dropped it. Oh, my goodness.
That we've seen that play work a couple times this year. It would not have been as beautiful or as wide open as that could have ever been.
You know, and he's not going to score, but he's going to get midfield or more probably.
He's going to look at his hands the rest of the night and think, why did you fail me?
Second and 10, Tulsa at their own 7-yard line, and that will end the first period. So Anthony Bolden's drop will be the last thing that happened there in the 13-all game after period number 1. Tulsa and Arizona coming back with a second quarter. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Oh, is he wide open?
2 minutes here, back with sponsor rejoin.
Thank you.
He couldn't have asked for a bigger cupcake.
and Brett out there in front, nobody else in front of him,
while protecting the environment,
he will never, ever hear the end of that.
Delivering safe, reliable, and clean-burning products.
Or should he?
And those are the funny ones, too, that you're so wide open, and you just, for some reason, you'll catch the hard ones and miss
the
the easy
one
ones.
in energy.
Primo Kia and Kia Motors are proud to sponsor your Tulsa Talons again this year. Major League Arena football is here in Tulsa, and the Talons are a great part of it. For Major League discounts on any new or pre-owned Kia, come see us at Primo Kia, 4747 South Yale. Great vehicles, great service, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty from Kia. Kia, the power to surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. Come see us at 4747 South Yale, or visit us on the web at primokia.com.
1 minute, back with sponsor rejoin.
Without a new pair of shoes. Wearing the same old and damaged shoes is not only unsafe, but also damaging to how kids feel about themselves. You can make the difference with Moody's Jewelry back-to-school shoes for kids. Just drop off a new pair of tennis shoes for a school-age child at any Moody's Jewelry location and receive tickets to Andy B's and the Tulsa Zoo. These kids need your help today. Put shoes on their feet and smiles on their faces.
And while you're at Moody's, remember 30 seconds, July, Moody's once-a-year blowout sale. Stop by today and save 25% off on diamond engagement rings, 25% off diamond bracelets, 35% off diamond studs. Come see for yourself all the great rings, earrings, bracelets, colorful gemstones, pearls, and diamonds on sale, up to 50% off. With
10 seconds, back with sponsor rejoin.
Thank you.
loved one, or even yourself, all specially priced just right for you. Moody's Christmas and July sale. Come see us.
Tulsa Talons football on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG. Talons football is brought to you by Primo Kia. Kia, the power to surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. One Oak, the Bank of Oklahoma. Long live your money. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma, because ingenuity takes energy. Tulsa Talons football. Here's the voice of the Tulsa Talons, Rick Corey.
Welcome back downtown to the BOK Center. While you were away, a completion down the left sideline to Carlise Franklin takes Tulsa all the way to the 24-yard line, and it is first down and 10 right there. Just underway, second period. Tulsa and Arizona tied at 13 apiece. All good set. There's the snap. The ball's on the ground. Picked up by Odie Armstrong, and he is down around the 20-yard line for a loss of about 3, but Zach, at first, when the ball hit the ground, I couldn't tell where it went. Then saw Odie pop out of there, and Morris jump on him for the tackle.
I'm not sure either where it went. I don't know how it got in the hands of Odie, but it did. That's one of those ones that looks like Justin backed out and didn't have it, and next thing you know, Odie's taken off. So whatever happened, it came up in our hands, and what a great tackle, though. Hawthorne there grabs a hold of a jersey, and usually it takes more than one person to take him down, but somehow he had enough to pull him over.
13:50 to go in the first half, 13-13, Tulsa and Arizona. Talons will have second down and 13 at their own 20. All good set. There's the snap. This time he handles it. Throws middle of the field. Caught by Morgan at the 15. Tries to break away and cannot. Boy, a nice tackle in there by Sanders as Demo tried to pull away. Got to the 14, and that's good for a first down. The two best receivers in the league are definitely on this field tonight. And I wonder if there's any little competition between those two.
I'm sure Demo's the competition guy, and he likes to talk, so I'm sure he said a little something to Windsor coming into the game. And, it's one of those friendly competitions that has a little heated discussion pregame. But there may be a little wager on the game. I'm not sure.
At the 14-yard line of Arizona, first and 10, Tulsa. And once again, Allgood drops the snap, falls on it himself at the 15-yard line, and that time he just downright dropped that snap, Zach. It was complete from Brett. He was making his block, and Justin just let it hit the ground.
Yeah, he didn't look at the ball like it's sloppy or soggy. Sometimes it'll get soggy inside because it's so hot. But maybe, like I said, when you get that pressure up the middle, and we haven't seen a lot of it, a lot of different things happen, and we don't know if that's the reason for these couple snaps, but something's going on with the center exchange right now.
So it's at the 15-yard line. We'll call it second down and 11. They need around the 4 for the first down. 12:34 to go in the first half. Tulsa and Arizona tied at 13. Allgood is ready. Morgan in motion left side. Justin has the snap, back and looking, wants to go left side, and it is bounced off Demo and into the field of play after coming off the wall and incomplete. And so Tulsa is doing exactly kind of what we have seen during the year, which is you just roll for 2 series, and then suddenly you have a series where you look like you just started practicing.
Yeah, it's kind of messy. Hopefully they can pull it off. Demo's had, Coach Honor said, a couple guys had some issues this week. Demo's got a little something here and there, but he said, hey, that's my bad. I didn't make the catch, and one of those things where he just needs to make.
Third and 11 for Tulsa from the 15 of Arizona. Snap to Allgood, looking left side, and the ball goes right past the ear of Jeff Hewley, incomplete, and I think that might have been Jeff's fault there because Coach Allner pointed right at him and said something, and Jeff turned and dropped his hands like, what did I do?
Yeah, and when Jeff looked up, that ball's coming right at his helmet, and rather than catch one right off the face mask, he actually dodged it. He dodged ball. He dipped on that one, so he didn't know it was coming, and, those close, short ones, Justin can really put some mustard on it, and that was one to get out of the way of.
So here comes Marco Capozzoli, set to try the field goal. Marco at about the 22-yard line, looking at a 30-yard attempt. There's the kick. It is up, and it looked to me like it's good, and it is. 11:08 to go here in the first half, and Tulsa regains the lead at 16-13. Tulsa, this is Talons football on KRMG.
This is your brain.
1 minute.
Wake up on a beautiful Tulsa morning.
Thank you.
This is your brain when you get in your car to drive to work. This is your brain when you pull out into traffic and it suddenly stops. This is your brain when you turn on the radio and they suggest you take an alternate route. This is your brain when you take the alternate route and it's marked by lots of bright orange barrels and flashing yellow lights. This is your brain watching a Tulsa transit bus go by. This is the brain of somebody on
30 seconds.
Here's the difference. Your brain driving your car to work. Their brain
just
taking
music.
Your brain in the hot seat. Their brain in the easy chair. Your brain when you get to work. Their brain when they get to work. Why drive yourself?
10 seconds. Back with music only.
For information, call 582-2100. Tulsa Transit for anybody with a brain.
The BOK center of the site, Rick Corey and Zach Jones with you here for Talons football 2010. 11:08 to go here in the first half. Tulsa regains the lead 16-13 on a 20-yard field goal by Marco Capozzoli. So Tulsa as yet has not been stopped, but there was that inconsistent series. Now, Zach, it's out of the way. You'd expect to see him come out and blaze down the field
That's
again.
right. Wash your hands, go in there, clean up, and come on back firing. So they got some points out of the drive, and that's kind of one of those things where you definitely want to put some points on the board, and they do so. So at least they've got 3, but they sure would have liked 6 or 7.
All right, some statistics at the end of the first quarter. Justin Allgood, 7-11 for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Davila, 7 of 12, 65 yards and 2 scores. Leading receiver right now for Tulsa, Carlise Franklin, 3 catches, 47 yards. For Arizona, J.J. McKelvey, 6 for 53. There's the kick, and it goes into the slack net, taken very deep in the end zone, back out at the 5-yard line, at the goal line, and then down inside the 5-yard line. Nice tackle in there by Tulsa. The returner that time was not on the roster.
The new kid.
Nope, sorry, there he is, Terrence Sanders on the return that time. The ball out to the 4-yard line, but a really nice kick right there by Marco Capozzoli to once again find that slack net.
Good job on the kick and great hustle. Carlise is down there. All the guys are the hustlers. I love watching that.
First and 10, Arizona at their, they're going to mark it closer to the 3. Nick Davila is back, set, throws middle of the field, caught by McKelvey at the 11, and he is knocked down right away by Ronnie Amati. Royal on the tackle as well. That'll be a gain of about 8. They'll mark it at about the 12-yard line. We'll call it 2nd down and 2. And once again, I think the pass rush that Tulsa has put together plays into what Arizona wants to do because they're doing everything on a 1-2-step drop.
Yeah, throwing everything underneath at this point, trying to create some commotion. There they just run a little quick inside route, and he's the last guy to kind of hang on to the ball and see if they can't get, and it's easy to throw.
2nd and 2 at their 12. Davila back to pass, pump fakes, wants to go deep, throws, left side, Harvey, wide open, caught, touchdown. Well, the pump fake got Chris Royal, and Trandon Harvey ran right by him, and for the first time tonight, Arizona leads. It's 19-16.
Well, we talked about that lull to sleep kind of action where you throw underneath, and they haven't thrown a whole lot deep, and they just run the hitch and go. And Chris looked like he was in good position, but it may have stuttered his feet, just, not enough to catch up after that go.
Yeah, it was certainly the little flick of the wrist that got him because once Trandon Harvey turned upfield, he was wide open. 9:37 to go and counting here. Tulsa trailing now 19-16. Scasia's extra point coming up. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it's down the middle. 9:28 till halftime. Tulsa trails tonight for the first time. It's Arizona 20, the Talons 16. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers.
Look at that.
1 minute.
Season is here.
Tell me they haven't
and
given
with
up.
Riversphere Casino's triple play payday,
That one worries
it's
me
your
next
turn
week.
to bet. Got an itch
Cheetah
to
shots.
win?
Yeah,
Daily
yeah.
instant win scratches are always
That's typical.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. They were ready to quit last week. That surprises me a little bit.
So put me
That's good.
I'm ready to play.
That's what we kind of want, right?
Yes. Yeah, that would be nice. I'd love to get Jacksonville in here.
Infinity Card gamers
30 seconds.
and scratchers win big.
Play with a liner, big dog.
Instant scratch winners.
Didn't do anything else with the
Hotel
weather?
Stays, rewards play, food specials, or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win 50.
There's still activity out there. The intensity's coming down, and right in our area, it seems to be falling apart.
Okay.
10 seconds.
That was something
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
Monday morning, listen for the latest breaking news, plus weather and traffic every 10 minutes. The KRMG Morning News with Joe Kelly. Weekday mornings from 5 to 8:30 on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG.
And that's where you're listening to Talons football right now. Rick Corey and Zach Jones at the BOK Center. A nice crowd in here, Zach.
They were talking about 63, 65 tickets sold, and it's full on both sides. A lot of times these club seats don't look quite as full as they do tonight. So, yeah, they have great turnout and a lot of people up top, so it should be a nice ticket sale tonight.
Absolutely. Scasia's kick is going to be high and very short. Going to come near the bottom of that wall. Comes off the net and is caught by Hewley. Nice catch at the 5, 10. Jeff at the 15. Jeff back to the 20, and he's going to be caught from behind at the 23-yard line. Boy, Jeff Hewley looked like he might go before Todd DeVoe got him from behind at the 24. That ball caromed off a post. He made a one-handed catch and just shot upfield.
I tell you, the one-handed catch was what amazed me more than the wide-open run for him there. He catches that ball as he turns. That's one of it's so hard to do anyway. And if it catches off that pipe just like it did, he turns and catches it right in one hand and just takes off like a rocket. And Bell Biv DeVoe closes the hole again.
I have never surprised by what little number 3 does. No doubt about that. 9:05 to go in the first half. Tulsa trailing 20-16. Talons first and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Back to pass once again. Throwing left side is all good. And that ball is miraculously caught. No, it's dropped by Carlise Franklin. Justin had to throw that one fast. Carlise went up with one big right hand and nearly pulled it in. Nice defense there, though, by Arizona. It'll be 2nd and 10.
The defense is what created that one to be a break up there. Carlise makes a spectacular one-handed upside-down catch, but he's got some amazing soft hands. I was watching him pregame and watching him catch one-handed, and he did a really good job of that and almost pulled that one in.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Tulsa at their 24. All 3 receivers right side. The guy in motion is Morgan. Back once again is Allgood. Firing right side. Flags down. Caught at the 15-yard line. Once again by Franklin. Tackle in there immediately by Arizona. And that was Brandon Freeman. But let's see what those flags are. Ball will be around the 15-yard line if it stands.
All right.
They're going to call defense for illegal formation, so they're going to call him for where he lined up. And it will be first down Tulsa. They'll move the ball to the 15-yard line of Arizona. 8:16 to go. Here in the first half, 20-16, Tulsa trails in a very fast-moving first half, Zach.
Yeah, it has been real fast. I think that's continuous catch and throw and just moving the ball down the field. But here, that's a good benefit from the defense. Get a first down and put on the 15 easy throws.
Hewley and Morgan go left side. Morgan will be the motion guy for Allgood. Ready to go. Snap from Rail is there. Justin throws left side. Hewley with the catch, and he's jumped right away at the 12-yard line. He'll get down to about the 11-yard line before a couple of guys jumped in to get him. One of those, once again, Brandon Freeman. They'll give him about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, I think if you see what I see on that play, Demo's going deep on that, and they pull off and throw to Hewley underneath. As he's pump faking Hewley, the next time they run that, I'll guarantee you they throw deep because Demo will walk in the end zone.
Yeah, I've seen him also run that where they pump faking Jeff after that curl takes off, too.
Up the wall, yeah. Yep.
2nd down and about 6 for Tulsa at the 15, or pardon me, the 11-yard line of Arizona. They're going to throw left side. Ball caught by Odie Armstrong at the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 3. Oh, Odie bounced off the Russell Athletic sign and into the end zone, but they're not going to count it. Instead, they're going to say DeVoe knocked him down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1, and number 34 showed some really soft hands.
Yeah, he did a really good job making that catch there, laying out almost, over his toes, that big body over the toes, and he stayed on his feet. Good job. And then somehow they make that call inside the 5. As he hit the wall, I'm sure the ball was over without instant replay. We got to play another down.
So it's going to be 1st and goal, Tulsa. They're going to hand off left side to Armstrong. Odie on his feet, still pushing, but he's not going to get in. Arizona will hold Tulsa up at about the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal from there. 6:38 to go first half, still 20-16, and Odie and Carlise are having a conversation about, why didn't you block that guy?
I tell you, I was going to say, it looked like Odie was trying to push about 600 pounds of fat there, but almost made enough effort, didn't quite get it, though.
Of course, Tulsa will put a couple of guys in motion as well. Franklin will end up in the backfield this time for Tulsa. They're going to toss it to him right side, and whistles are going to blow as Carlise dances into the end zone, but it won't matter. The penalty flags are down everywhere. And this will be false start against Tulsa. But you know what? From here, really not such a bad penalty, Zach. You got an opportunity to score from the 6.
Yeah, back it up from the 2 to the 6 and should give you a little bit more room. I'm not sure exactly what happened, though. They came out in a different formation where Odie was on the outside, and I didn't see anybody moving, but it might have just been a quick snap.
You know, I asked Carlise about whether or not he really enjoyed running the football. I'll have to tell you the answer after this play, but it was long. All right, Tulsa 2nd and goal from their own 6-yard line, or the 6 of Arizona, thrown back in the end zone. Caught by Jeff Hewley, a spectacular catch. Touchdown, Tulsa, and they regain the lead. Boy, Jeff Hewley had an Arizona Rattler draped all over him and still pulled that thing in. He laid flat out for the touchdown.
That was all athlete right there. Jeff Hewley comes in high motion, and as he makes the high motion meets him at the line, he fakes to the outside, double steps, uses his hands to cross the defender, sneaks on the inside and lays out for that unbelievable play, throw and catch. Just an awesome, awesome play there.
Terrence Sanders was the guy who actually got him. Now we have a real unusual situation. Carlise Franklin was all the way back near the 10-yard line, the other end of the field, trying to get off the field and could not. So that'll be a legal substitution for Tulsa, and they will have to try the extra point from much further back, and Mitch Allner's a little upset, but I think he's probably just as frustrated with his team as he is the official there.
I'm confused and I'm a little stunned by what happened. Carlise was headed into the wrong end zone.
Right.
I didn't see him take a shot or take one where he might not know which direction he was running, but he was definitely running to the wrong end zone.
So the extra point will come from 23 yards away. Ball will be set at the 15-yard line. Capozzoli's ready. Good snap. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. So it didn't matter. And with 5:07 to go here in the first half, Tulsa regains the lead. The Talons 23, Arizona 20. This is Talons football on KRMG.
What the heck? What was he doing?
1 minute here. This is the last regularly scheduled spot in the second quarter.
We almost lost the game in college. We had a kid broke a huddle, and we were going down in the last. It was like right before overtime, and he runs off the opposite field and thinking that he could do it because he was on that side when he came out in the wrong formation and realized it. They throw a flag. We go into overtime. 3 or 4 overtimes later, we finally win the game. But Coach said, "You're the dumbest smart kid I know."
You ever Oklahoma State one year,
located near Highway 169 and the Broken Arrow Expressway.
Had their kickoff return guys line up behind OU's kickoff team.
Group of orthopedic
so the return guy, the return team's here. Oklahoma's here.
With physicians
the OSU kickoff return guys lined up here behind OU. And it was in Stillwater. And I mean, the crowd just kind of, there's that collective.
System. Tulsa Bone and Joint Associates.
Those guys have to make
Tulsa
the 100-yard
official healthcare provider, where teamwork gets you back in the game.
The BOK Center site, Rick Corey and Zach Jones here with you on Talons Football 2010, brought to you by the Tulsa World, American Airlines, Physical Rehabilitation Center of Tulsa, and so many more. 5:07 to go here in the first half. Tulsa leading 23-20 after another spectacular offensive drive. And again, we will interact with you by text at 95920 if you'd like to send questions to Zach, since this is the guy who played this game and knows the answers. Our DC fans have checked in again. Hello, Aaron. Thank you very much. And someone asked, does KRMG broadcast every Talons game home and away? Yes, we have for 6 years. To some interesting places we have been, including Huntsville, Alabama last week. We'll be in Oklahoma City next Friday night. Kickoff from Capozzoli, and he'll kick from left to right. This one goes hard into the slack net. Comes out, and it's recovered down to the 5-yard line, to the 10-yard line. No, pardon me, to the 10 now. And almost, looked like a near face mask.
I was with you there.
By Ronnie Amati, but they did not call it. Instead, they'll mark him down at the 11-yard line. I think that was Harvey on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10 Arizona.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he got a helmet or a shoulder pad, but when the body's going one direction and it suddenly changes direction. You never know what they grabbed a hold of.
Well, fortunately, the call was not there. With 4:52 and counting to go here in the first half, Tulsa up 23-20. They'll see if they can stop Arizona. Rattlers at their own 11-yard line. Send two receivers right side, one to the left. Rod Windsor has been fairly quiet in this game tonight. Windsor now comes in motion left side. Nick Davila with the snap. Has time, throws left side, caught by Harvey at the 12-yard line. But he's knocked out of bounds immediately by Terrell Mingo. A fan almost reached up and knocked it away. Make that play, brother.
They're one section away from the section that always breaks up those wall passes. But great throw by Davila. The only place he could throw it. Again, throwing short routes, just a quick hitch route. That gets him 3 yards. Not a lot, but it keeps the offense moving and the defense on their toes.
It is at the 13-yard line. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 there, Arizona. McKelvey, the big guy in motion, right side for him. Davila back of the pass, has time, throws left side, caught. McKelvey at the 20-yard line, but a very sure tackle right there by Ronnie Amati at the 20. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. And, you know, Zach, Tulsa started the season with some real trouble at defensive back. And one thing now, certainly when you've got Larico Stevenson, Ronnie Amati, and Terrell Mingo, you have 3 very sure tacklers in there.
Absolutely. Sure-handed tacklers and pretty smart guys. It seems like they always know what's going on, and they can call. And Coach Allner's defense is pretty difficult, and it seems like they can always grasp the task of switching defenses on the fly.
3rd and 1, for Arizona at their 20-yard line. McKelvey in motion left side, Davila. He's going to pump fake, wants to go here, short. McKelvey at the 20, down to the 15 on the catch, down inside the 10. This time he beats Ronnie Amati, and he'll go all the way to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st down Arizona, and that, my friends, was a protection play. Arizona just kept Tulsa out of the backfield.
You're absolutely right, that was. Great defense there by all 3 of the defensive backs, hands on their receivers. That's a 3rd check down. He didn't want to throw to McKelvey on that one. He was coming to the outside to Windsor and didn't have anywhere to go. Looks to the other side, and by that time, the 3rd motion, and McKelvey had enough time to get open underneath.
1st and 10 now for Arizona. 1st and goal, at Tulsa's 8-yard line. Motion by Windsor. Davila throws left side. McKelvey makes the catch at the 5 and moves to the inside, but boy, a nice tackle by Terrell Mingo. He didn't get him at the 5, but he got his feet, and McKelvey falls down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know that I've ever seen someone so upset that they didn't get it in the end zone, but he's definitely he's having a go of it there that he fell 3 yards short.
J.J. McKelvey, for his size, has got great feet, doesn't he? Because he made a quick switch.
They say 6'4", but he looks like he's 6'5", 6'6" from up here, and he does. He's got some quick feet down there.
2:11 to go, first half. Tulsa up 23-20. 2nd and goal, Arizona from the 3 of Tulsa. Motion, they're going to hand the ball off to Harvey, and he's going to be down at the 1-yard line. He fumbled the football. No, they're going to call him down. Steve Watson came up with the ball. Somehow they're going to call Trandon Harvey down, and his legs were taken out from under him, and I thought that's when the ball popped out, but they're going to say no, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
That was a great play there by the defense in making that tackle, and it may have been an elbow that hit the ground first, but that's a tic-tac play where you may get it and you may not, and this time we didn't get that call.
1:36 and counting here to go first half. Tulsa up 23-20 in Arizona, now inside the 1-yard line with a 3rd and goal. They brought in the big guys.
The big hustle.
Short slot left side. Here goes Harvey in motion. They're going to turn, handoff right side, and is he in? Yes, he is. Falling into the end zone was Johnny Curtin. Big rookie out of Washington, 6'3", 285 pounds, and you hear the boos. This crowd believes that it should have been Tulsa's football at the 2, and it's Rattlers 26, Tulsa 23.
That was a tough call there. They did a good job of lining up the big guys on the heavy offensive side there onto the left, and they just run it off tackle to the right. So unfortunate. Now we got a penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be called against Tulsa for excessive complaining.
And Steve Watson's still trying to find out how they're giving him that touchdown.
Now this will be enforced after the kickoff. Yeah, and Watson, who is always the kind and very well-spoken and very well-thought-out guy, is over trying to play a little bit of barrister here, but I don't think it's going to help.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take the points off the board, but he'll let them understand how upset he is.
Yeah, and now the officials have noticed that the clock has gone to the 1-minute mark, so we will go to the outdoor rules here. 26-23 with the extra point upcoming versus Casilla. You know, we've got a really interesting playoff setup coming up, and we'll talk about that a little bit at the half, plus you'll hear from Tulsa's assistant coach, Marty Robinson, as well. Casilla ready for the extra point. Snap is high. The ball is still not down. Running to the right. Arizona will get in. Nope, they're going to say he's down. Bit of a makeup call possibly right there. He bounced off the boards and into the end zone, but they're not going to give him the 2-point conversion. And with 1 minute to go in the half, it remains 26-23 Arizona over Tulsa. We're going to hold it here for a second. Let's take a look, as we mentioned, at some of the scores tonight and then in our playoff picture. First of all, the Tulsa World scoreboard tonight, and this one doesn't really surprise me. Orlando leading Oklahoma City 35-7, and I do believe that Oklahoma City has somewhat mailed it in after last week.
Yeah, they may have pulled it up.
They got beat last week in a very important game at Cleveland, a game they really expected to win, and so you really worry about going down there next Friday because you got to keep everybody healthy.
Well, they call it the doghouse for a reason.
Yeah, they certainly do. Elsewhere, Tampa Bay continuing to play great football, leading 26-10 over Alabama. This game, of course, is 26-23 Arizona. Also, this one really surprises me. Bossier at home leading Jacksonville 20-19. Now, that's a big game.
That's a real big game. Jacksonville's ahead of us in the standings, and if they lose, that could give us a potential 2 home games.
Milwaukee and Milwaukee and Iowa are trapped in a really good game as well. Milwaukee leading that one 28-27. Utah and Dallas, the Vigilantes, who suddenly are playing good football, lead that one by a score of 6-0. In case you didn't see it last night, Spokane a winner over Chicago, 63-49. Set to kick off is Casilla. From right to left, Jeff Hewley is back deep. 1 minute to go, first half. Tulsa trailing 26-23. Onside kick from Scasilla, and it is picked up by Arizona, but the ball was touched too early. There are no flags down, and Tulsa recovers at the 2-yard line. That ball was clearly touched and almost picked up by Arizona before it went to the 10-yard line, around the 8-yard line. It then bounced off a couple of players, and Terrell Mingo came up with it at the 2. How they did not see that ball being touched 8 yards out, Zach, is beyond me.
I don't know either, and Mingo sneaks in there, and as sure-handed as I say that he is, he picks that ball up and bobbles it. But there's a lot of energy and emotion and adrenaline coming at you at that point, and somehow he fumbles it twice. I think what actually ended up happening is that I couldn't see it. It hit the wall, and that's what knocked it dead.
So Tulsa will have first and goal just around the 2-yard line. Motion left side by Franklin. All good. There's the snap. They toss left side to Odie Armstrong, and he's going to be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage closer to the 3-yard line. I think they'll give him the 2, and they will allow the clock to run. Nope. They think Tulsa will call a timeout. No, Arizona calls a timeout with 47 seconds to go, and I'm still not sure how they didn't see that ball clearly touched by Arizona, so well short of going 10 yards.
Yeah, it bounced up and touched that Arizona player. I think the best thing happened is that Mingo grabbed it and took off running. But if they'd have come up with that one, I'm sure Coach Allner would have been all over the referees.
So a 26-23 Tulsa trailing to Arizona with 47 seconds to go here in the first half. Talons will have second and goal at about the 2-yard line. And certainly they wanted to score there, but it probably didn't hurt Mitch Allner's feelings that 13 seconds came off the clock either.
Yeah, not a bad thing. Run some time off the clock. And I was going to say, things that we've seen tonight, we've had some tight end screens that have been wide open, some runs that have been wide open, but there is a place where Odie Armstrong is almost a guarantee, and they drag him down inside the 2, and we've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight, so their defense is really playing strong on the run inside the 5.
And that was a bit of a pitch play rather than just a handoff play to Odie, trying to get him to the outside. Okay, Arizona had called one timeout, and I'm not sure why this has taken so long, but it looks like they're going to award them another timeout, or at least extended time here, but they still have them listed as having 2 timeouts to go.
Yeah, that was an interesting 30 seconds of debate of who called the timeout, and then a full timeout was called. I don't know.
Remember, we're at the BOK Center, and that's where the Sean Hannity Freedom Concert will happen August the 20th. You'll hear Charlie Daniels, Kerner Oliver North, many others here tonight, or will be here on August the 20th, and there are less than 400 tickets available for that now. You'll just go to krmg.com. You can be a part of it. You talk about a great gift for someone, especially like a father or someone like that who wants to come out here, Charlie Daniels and all the folks. And, yes, we understand that, as usual, Sean Hannity will sing with Charlie Daniels.
That should be awesome.
Well,
awesome
it'll be something. Sean always talks about how Charlie always drags him up. It'll be a lot of fun. Second and goal, Tulsa. Ball set left side of the hash marks, just around the 2-yard line. Talons trailing by 3. They're going to hand off to Odie Armstrong right side, and again, Odie is going to be stacked up at the 2-yard line, and again, Arizona will call a timeout, and I'm not quite sure. Tulsa came in with Jamar Ransom, not the big guys, and that normally means that they're going to run a motion play and did not do that. I think maybe trying to fool Arizona by not motioning Zach.
Like I said, they've done a really good job up front of creating some defense and slowing down Odie Armstrong here. So anything would help, but it doesn't hurt right now. You've got third down, so it's a little bit more pressure. But get some points, put them on the board. 42 seconds left. It'd be great to get this score right now inside the 3. So I'm sure you'll see something that it's a sure thing on this one.
As Zach said, 42 seconds to go first half. Talons down 26-23. Ball set about the 1.5-yard line of Arizona. Tulsa trying to retake the lead in what has been a very back-and-forth ball game.
I sound kind of silly there, like they didn't try to score last time, but every play is a guarantee.
Short slot right side by Ransom. Now Morgan is going to go in motion from right to left. All good is set. There's the snap. Looking. Now he's going to throw back in the end zone, and it's caught by Donovan Morgan. Oh, what a brilliant catch. Riley Swanson went right in front of his face, and Demo caught that thing over his shoulder. Tulsa leads 29-26.
Give me about a half an hour. I'm going to try to describe this one on the radio. Demo fights off the throw, and that's when he runs across the end zone, and they just throw it up to him. He's got a defender in his face. He's using his hands to fight off. He throws in to go up for it and actually catches it over his shoulder going the other direction. An amazing catch.
He spun around like a ballerina, I'm telling you. 38 seconds to go in the first half. Capozzoli with the extra point. It's up and it's good. So Tulsa now leads 30-26 after a remarkable offensive play. Talons will kick next. This is Tulsa Talons football on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers.
Like I said, the guarantee.
Baseball season is here.
1 minute here.
With River Spirit Casino's triple play payday, it's
Well,
your turn to bet.
if there's any question about the best receiver tonight, it's number 2.
Wow. Stretches are always a hit, as well as a $50,000
That was a
grand
spectacular
salami
catch.
and 2 tickets to the World Series.
And he came across his face. There's no way at the end he could see that.
My way.
I don't know how he saw that. When he was fighting hands in there up against the wall, I was like, oh, that's just going to go into the wall.
Infinity Card gamers, play, get points, get scratchers, win big. Triple play payday, instant scratch winners get Hilton hotel stays, rewards play, food specials, or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win $50,000. Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series, plus
15 seconds. I'll come back with a quick ID and then the bumper here.
Perfect, thank you.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
KRMG FM Sand Springs, KRMG Tulsa.
Welcome back to the BOK Center here on KRMG Tulsa. Rick Corey along with Zach Jones. Talons leading 30-26 over the Arizona Rattlers with 38 seconds to go here in the first half. Set to kick off left to right, Marco Capozzoli. There's the boot, and this one will be high, and it's going to be near the back of the end zone. It's taken deep in the end zone by Arizona to the goal line, down at the 1-yard line, and whacked back into the end zone. Oh, what a great tackle by Jamar Ransom. Steve Watson got there first, knocked him backwards a bit, and then Ransom got there and finished off Terrence Sanders. Arizona will start at their 1.
I'd say that's at one of those times where it comes down short of the net, and it goes into the Talons' favor. Watson does a good job of hustling down. That's a big guy hustle down there to make a play at the goal line, knock him off balance, and who comes in to clean it up? The hitman Ransom just blasts him off his feet. Huge hit right at the goal line.
36 seconds to go first half. Tulsa up 30-26, and Arizona inside their own 1, 1st and 10. 2 receivers left side. It's Windsor in motion. Nick Davila into his own end zone. Has time. Throws right side. Wide open is Harvey, and he makes the catch at the 14-yard line. Giving him a lot of room right there was Chris Royal. It'll be a first down. They'll mark it at the 15. Zach, you partially understand. You just don't want him to go deep.
I agree, and you say a lot of room. That was being generous. He gave him half the field. He ran a 10-yard bench route with just a 10-yard out in the indoor game. It's kind of tough to run an out route, but he runs an out route and just is wide open.
Well, he did get that. He was wide open, yes, and he did make the catch, and that'll be 1st and 10 Arizona once again. They're at their own 15-yard line, 31 seconds to go first half. Motion by McKelvey. They fire right side, left side. Windsor makes the catch. He eludes one at the 15-yard line, but goes out of bounds at the 21. The normally very sure-handed Terrell Mingo whiffed, and Windsor knocked out of bounds instead by Ronnie Amati at around the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2.
I haven't heard whiffed in a while. He come up empty. No, the sure hands were definitely grasping for some jersey and missed, but 26 seconds on the clock. They're playing like there's 5 seconds on the clock, but there's a ton of time with this time zone right now.
So at their own 22-yard line, second and we'll call it 3 for Arizona. Davila with the snap. Here comes the pressure. Flag down. Complete right side to Windsor, and he goes across midfield to the 23-yard line of Tulsa. Tackle that time by Amadi and Mingo. Tulsa was offsides, I do think, although Arizona might have flinched.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, TC had the best setup move I've seen in a while. He gave a juke inside, and they may call him as being offsides. I'm not sure. But he gave a juke to the inside, set up that big tackle, and just ran right around him. If he'd have had 1 second more, he'd smoked the quarterback.
Well, they're going to mark it at the 23-yard line. The question out for Danny White is that more than the 5 would be, because that's the only thing they're considering, I think.
Yeah, the catch reception yards or the 5-yard penalty. You're
Either
right.
way, it's going to be near the 23.5-yard line, and there's going to be 21 seconds to go in the half.
So you give your quarterback the completion and the receiver a catch, or do you just take the penalty?
Well, they're going to take the penalty, and he said second down, but that's not right. It'll be first down. Nope, it'll be first down. That's just mispronounced. So with 21 seconds to go in the first half, they'll move the ball to the 23-yard line of Tulsa. Talons up 30-26, and it'll be first down right there for Arizona. Again, just picking away are the Rattlers a little at a time.
Little by little.
Windsor goes right side. McKelvey there as well. Windsor's going to go all the way back near the 15 and be the motion man. Harvey to the left. Davila with the snap. Has good protection. Sets up. Now he runs out of time. It's intercepted. Chris Royal at the 10. Royal at the 15. Royal cuts back left side. He's backwards now to the 12-yard line. Now he's forwards again to the 15 to the 20. Midfield. 20. 15. Cuts back again to the 10. Chris Royal to the 5. Chris Royal to the 3-yard line, and he's dogpiled right there. What a return by Chris Royal, but it was the hit by, I think, Terrence Carter that caused the interception.
I think Terrence was on this side. I think it was Gabe Ninehouse on the opposite side. And such a great return. It took him about 10 minutes to run that back. Unfortunately, ran out of clock. But he went by 2 or 3 different guys there. Jamar Ransom makes 3 or 4 different blocks to get down there. The defense is hustling downfield, and they stand him up inside the 5, and we run out of time.
Boy, Chris Royal ran that thing about 60 yards. The clock is at 00, and that's where we will end the half. Tulsa 30, the Rattlers 26. Back with our halftime. Oh, unique. Next, this is Talons football on KRMG.
Luxury living at a price unmatched. Visit one of the...
2 minutes here, back with sponsor rejoin.
I didn't see when it went to 0. Did you?
No, it was right inside the 5 when he got down there. At least that's when I looked up and I thought it was 0. Because I was like, oh, we got to look at the clock.
More than 100 years, specializing in gathering, processing,
that's one of those things where you're like,
marketing, and distributing.
You know, had he got in, it's a brilliant offense. It's a brilliant play.
Providing the energy to meet our state's needs while protecting
If not.
Where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteinteam.com. When Hall of Fame quarterback and coach Danny White discovered the exotic and enriching flavor of Zango juice for the first time, he couldn't help but be a little, just a little curious. While researchers are just beginning to uncover the powerful scientific properties behind the mangosteen fruit, Danny White was inspired to perform a few experiments of his own. An ancient remedy for years, the mangosteen fruit has been linked to everything from promoting a healthy seasonal respiratory system, neutralizing free radicals, supporting cartilage and joint function, and helping support the immune system. With Zango's delicious mix of antioxidants and ever-growing health benefits, we're finding that sometimes it's a little tough not to get carried away.
Honey, where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteenteam.com.
Locker room, and not that he wasn't trying to draw off the clock, but as a guy trying to score some points, he did an unbelievable job of using that energy trying to get in the end zone.
All right, so Tulsa leads 30-26. We're at the half here at the BOK Center. When we come back, you'll hear from assistant coach Marty Robinson. He'll be our halftime guest. We'll still to come get your halftime stats as well. Tulsa 30, the Rattlers 26. We're halftime at the BOK Center, and this is Talons football on AM 740 and FM 102.3 News Talk KRMG.
Time to suit up,
right,
gamers.
15 minutes, big dog.
Baseball season.
2 minutes.
All right, Tally, I'm going to kill the mics here and get ready for the
It's your turn to bat.
tape here.
Got an itch to...
Okay, yeah.
Instant wind scratches are always
Welcome back to the BOK
as well as a
Center, halftime now for
$50,000
Tulsa,
grand
Arizona,
salami
as promised.
and 2 tickets to the World Series.
Welcome back to
so
the BOK
put me
Center
in,
at
Coach.
halftime.
I'm ready to play my way. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
Here's the pitch, Infinity Card gamers. Play, get points, get scratchers, win big. Triple Play Payday instant scratch winners get Hilton Hotel stays, rewards play, food specials, or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win $50,000. Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series plus $5,000.
Rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
1 minute.
Company that's been around for more than 100 years, specializing in gathering, processing, transporting, storing, marketing, and distributing natural gas and natural gas liquids, providing the energy to meet our state's needs, while protecting the environment and giving back to our communities, delivering safe, reliable, and clean-burning products, always at a value. This one company is One Oak, the one in energy.
Your daughter just announced she's getting married. The boss just put you in charge of his very important client meeting. Your organization wants you to chair this year's annual dinner and major fundraiser. Your supervisor just appointed you in charge of a team-building event. Don't panic. Relax. The Hilton Tulsa Southern Hills.
Welcome back to the BOK Center at halftime now.
Its professional event planning staff will help you
10 seconds, back with Talons Rejoin.
all the details. Hilton Tulsa Southern Hills, conveniently located at 79 Duluth, right across the street from ORU.
AM 740 and FM 102.3. You're listening to Tulsa Talons AF2 football on News Talk KRMG. Live from the arena, here's Rick Corey.
Welcome back to the BOK Center at halftime now for Tulsa and Arizona. And as promised, something we haven't done, I don't know why in 5 years, and that's talk to one of the assistant coaches for a halftime, Marty Robinson. And, Marty, people see you, but they don't always understand what your role is when it says offensive and defensive line coach. In this league, you're doing everything when it comes to rush or block, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, and I don't know. Sometimes I'm probably the guy behind the scenes, with really, Craig Strickland was here in the past helping Mitch and I coach 07, 08, and 09, And when Craig moved on, it's just kind of Mitch and I, and we brought in Zach Edwards, who wasn't able to play this year and help us. But, yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is that I'm really coaching half the football team. I'm coaching the linebackers, the fullbacks, the offensive line, and the defensive line, and I help Mitch with the special teams where I can. Usually on the field goal team, the PAT team, I take care of that stuff, and he takes care of the kickoff and the kick return team. So, doing all that, breaking down film, evaluating players, taking care of players, coaching on the field both during games and practice, and then maintaining a full-time job, living a pretty busy life right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing people don't understand. You are working a full-time job. Tell people what you do when you're not doing this.
Well, I work for Magellan Midstream Partners, which is the old Williams pipeline company. Back about 7 years ago, Williams sold off their pipeline division to some investment firms, and it was renamed Magellan Midstream. I'm a product movements analyst, which basically what I do is I work with refineries and oil companies all over the Midwestern United States. And what we are really, we're a refined petroleum products transportation company. And what we do is we just move refined products, gasolines, diesel fuels, jet fuels, in our pipelines all around the Midwestern United States. And I coordinate those movements as far as what's going to go where, how fast, when, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We've been driving along in cities before, and you start talking to somebody, there's a pipeline right there, and it goes right there, and it carries stuff right there. That's a unique base of knowledge, Marty.
Well, it is, and I guess I've actually been in that trade. Between Williams and Magellan, I've been there 25 years, which is kind of different in society today. A lot of people like yourself, you've been in radio forever, that people don't stay in the same trade anymore. Everybody moves on, so I guess that kind of shows our age.
Maybe it does, or that they just won't get rid of us because we work cheap. I don't know. You talked about some behind-the-scenes stuff. Talk about the number of hours it takes to do what you do. Here you are working, then you leave work, and you go right to a practice or breaking down film. Just because this game has fewer people doesn't mean it has less film.
No, it's not. A normal week for me, of course, I work Monday through Friday at work, and they're kind of flexible. The companies, like all major corporations today, are pretty flexible. I show up at the office sometime between 7:20 and 7:40. I leave there at 4 o'clock, come to the Talons office, or not to the office, but to practice. We start watching film with the players at 4:30, or I do with my groups. I have meetings with the offensive group at 4:30 and with the defensive group at 5 o'clock. We watch film in both of those meetings. We finish all that, wrap all that up at about 5:45, and then we actually go to the practice field after that. We finish that sometime between 8 to 8:30, have meetings with the coaches, Coach Allner and Coach Edwards, to make sure that we're all on the same path. We do that 3 days a week. So, we're putting in that 40 hours during the work week for your job, and then another, 40 hours here anyway.
What was I ask the players all the time, when you go from one game to the next, what the biggest adjustment was for them playing. What's the biggest adjustment coaching outdoor to indoor, or is there that much?
Well, I think at one time there was, but it was so long ago I don't know that I can correlate that anymore. I actually try to stay a little involved, go around to some outdoor football stuff, whether it be youth football, try to help some of those coaches, or get out to, my friends like Travis Hill over at East Central High School and help those guys. But I think the biggest difference is actually coaching in the game, that people don't realize how fast the game is in arena football, because they are still the same size athletes. They're just as fast as players at the next level, but they're playing on half the field, and things really happen so fast. So the speed of the game is probably the biggest difference, and what you have to become accustomed to, the differences.
How long did it take you to learn the rule book? Because I've seen it in the last 4, 5, 6 years where you caught rules changes, or a guy came in when he wasn't supposed to, and we've actually gotten advantages from that. So talk about the differences there, watching that, how you know that, and how long did it take to actually learn the rule book, which sometimes it seems that even the guys in the stripes don't know.
Well, yeah, sometimes when I'm coaching the games, I'm not sure if I know the rules or if they know the rules. So, the rules have changed a lot in 6 years here in the arena game. When we went from the Ironman game where players play both ways to now, basically everybody is what they used to call an OS or a defense, an offensive or a defensive specialist, because they all are now. Very few players play two ways. But as far as knowing the rules, to be honest, they do seem to change a lot. And there are so many different interpretations, like, when the ball hits the wall, when it's dead, when it's not. when the fan interference. One time a fan touches the ball and the ball's not dead, and depending on what happens, or a quarterback scrambling. That's the biggest thing. When you talk about ball fakes and pump fakes and the quarterback being out of the pocket, which all creates illegal defenses. So it's kind of a test, but I think that goes back to my anal background, that I just seem to retain that type of information, and I don't know, been pretty fortunate that I can remember that kind of stuff.
Because you and I are very close to the same age, even went to the same school and that kind of thing. I always tell people one of my favorite things about this game is just being around these guys. It's different than being around a college athlete. It's different than being around a high school athlete. Can you kind of describe what being around these guys means for you?
Well, it's a real special thing, especially, there's a lot of players here that have been here a while. You take Antoine Floyd. Antoine Floyd's actually been here longer than you and I have. You and I think have been here both 6 years, and Antoine's been here 7. But, you could go in that locker room, and there's some new faces in there, and there's going to be new faces every year. But, the organization creates such a special thing here in Tulsa. Winning, great atmosphere to play around, obviously a nice arena here to play in now. That players want to stay, but they're professionals, and you like to look at yourself on that same perspective, that you're not dealing with a high school football player or even a college football player, but these guys have all already accomplished that. So you like to think that you've accomplished that too if you're their coach, and that you've moved on. So basically dealing with men that are on the same professional level than you are makes it a pretty special feeling.
Go back to 2007 and winning that championship. You've been involved in sports all your life, and they've been around championships. What did that one mean to you?
It was really special. Getting that relationship with I'd coached for 2 years with Mitch before that, and when Dave Alexander was the head coach, Mitch's first year as the head coach. Me coming in and being, having the responsibility of the offensive, defensive line, and then building that friendship throughout the year with Craig Strickland, and to accomplish that at the professional level, when all of us were basically rookies from one perspective, doing what we were doing, it really made it a special feeling, and I just pray that someday that we'll get that again.
Yeah, it is unique, and sometimes it happens early, and you think to yourself, gosh, I want to take all this in, because as Dan Marino learned, it might never happen again. But talk about this group and what you think the potential is here. The last 3 weeks, really as good a weeks as we've had, I think.
Yeah, we're really coming together. And, you and I spoke last week, and we talked about streaks and momentum. And I think I made the comment to you that we had won 2 in a row up to that point. But winning in Alabama on the road against a good football team, now that I think you're justified in saying that, hey, we've developed a little momentum here, and I do feel that way. Bringing Ronnie Amati in has really, changed a lot of things in the secondary. He's made us a better football team. Coming off the bye week, we were pretty healthy. Everybody's nicked up. That's football. You play 18 or 20 weeks of football, and you get nicked up and banged up. But I think we are starting to get on a roll. Our chances of winning, we basically, you want to finish the year strong, but realistically, we're the division champion now. We want to win tonight. We want to win in Oklahoma City. But it's the 2 weeks after that counts. And that's the way I kind of look at things is we have to put things together. We're going to have a first-round home playoff game. We got to come out, and it doesn't matter who we play or what we do, and that's kind of been our motto, the big guys' motto all year. It's what are we doing? And so that first-round home playoff game, what are we going to do? How are we going to play? How are we going to make them handle us? We win that football game, then you go, more likely we'll go on the road to somewhere in Florida, and all it takes is one lucky play, and you're playing for a championship. So we're already pretty close. People don't realize that you can say that we're really one win and one lucky play from playing in the championship, and there's still 5 games to go. So I think we've put ourselves in a really good position. There's several teams that can say the same thing that I just did, but we have put ourselves in that position.
Last thing about this overall, has this made you a better football coach, this game, these guys, this organization doing what you do here?
There's no doubt, and I thank this organization for that. That I've been given that opportunity. My roots in football coaching actually go back to youth football, and I'm really proud of that for all the kids that I've been able to help and all the things that I've done over all those years. I've committed myself this year to helping my friends in Broken Arrow Youth Football. The guy that runs that program, his name's Tom Lott. He's the commissioner of the Indian Nations Football Conference, which is a 360-team youth football league. And even though he runs the Broken Arrow Association, he's also the commissioner of that league. He's asked me to come to Broken Arrow and kind of be his coaching liaison. And I went to actually, it's ironic that you asked that question, that I actually put on a practice organization seminar for those coaches this morning. And it was really pretty interesting that when you say, did it make you a better football coach, that those guys were actually pretty amazed at everything I knew. And when I went in there, I was pretty damn nervous about what I was going to know and what I didn't.
All right, Marty, go have a great second half. Well, thanks a bunch.
All right, thank you, Rick.
That's assistant coach Marty Robinson. We're back with the second half kickoff coming up. Tulsa and Arizona from the BOK. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers.
1 minute here, back with Talons Rejoin.
For Spirit Casino's triple play payday, it's your turn to bet. Got an itch to win? Daily instant win scratches are always a hit, as well as a $50,000 grand salami and 2 tickets to the World Series. So put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play
the dancer?
my way.
I saw it. I don't think I wasn't that impressed.
No?
Here's the pitch, Infinity Card gamers.
You should have stood up.
Maybe I'm just getting old.
Win big. Triple play payday.
Well, I'm getting old. Maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know.
Rewards play. Food specials.
I'm focused on being able to speak here in the second half, not sounding like a blabbering idiot.
Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series plus $5,000.
10 seconds, back with Talons Rejoin. I know you smell old.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
Love Talons football? You'll love hearing Rick Corey Sports on the KRMG Morning News. Weekday mornings 5 to 8:30 on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG.
Welcome back to the BOK Center. We're here at the half. Rick Corey along with Zach Jones. Tulsa leading the Arizona Rattlers 30-26. Let's take a look at some of the halftime stats, Zach, and they are exactly as you would think, fairly close considering this game has been as it is. First downs, Tulsa leads 11-9. Overall yards here in this game, 126 for Tulsa, 171 for Arizona. They moved it up and down the field a little more, just didn't take advantage of it quite as much. Some individual stats, Justin Allgood, 12 of 17, 123 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Very Justin-like, very, very good stats.
Yeah, very good, and really didn't miss anybody tonight. It looked like we had a miscue on one series, but really pretty good football.
Yeah, you think about that. There were, 3 incompletions on that series, or he might be 14 of 17, which is not bad. Receiving, Carlise Franklin, as he has been lately, has been terrific. 4 catches, 51 yards, and a score. Jeff Yulee, 4 for 34 and a touchdown. Donovan Morgan, 3 catches, 21 yards, 2 touchdowns. 3 catches, 2 scores. That's Demo.
Not a bad ratio there, but the thing that we needed to talk about real quick is Carlise, the guy that came in the season, didn't know how he was going to fit in the system, and he just keeps getting better and better each week.
Yeah, we knew he was a good player. How would he go from AF2 to this league? And he has once again proven that if you pay too much attention to the other guys, he'll kill you.
He'll light you up. Big quick.
All right, on the other side of things, Nick Davila had a pretty good first half, 15 of 21, 169 yards, 3 touchdowns and the late pick. J.J. McKelvey, 10 catches for 95 yards. Boy, that's something. 2 touchdowns for him. Trandon Harvey, 4 catches, 67 yards and a score. And Rod Windsor, 1 catch, 7 yards.
He's been quiet. They haven't thrown to him a lot. He's missed 1 or 2, but he's really just been really quiet. They've thrown to McCabe all night.
And, I started to I was thinking about what you said right before we went to the interview, and that was maybe he's got a little checkbook worry going his way. And, you can't blame the guy if he does. If the Philadelphia Eagles are here and the Arizona Rattlers are here, sorry, I love this game, but I'm probably going to go play for Philly.
Let's talk about that. Let's think about it. You might be getting $1,000 extra a week if you're the signature guy, right? If you're that player. So you're making $1,000 a week, or you're going to make $150,000 a week. I might think my head might not be in this game.
It might very well. There's no question about that. Remember, as they said, we'll interact with you by text at 95920, and we've had a couple of questions. First of all, Penguin texted us and said she is still a Sacamaniac, just so you'll know, and we'll get to the others in a moment. Kickoff coming from left to right, and it is a very short kick and out of bounds. Boy, Marco Capozzoli did not hit that well, and he did not kick it out of bounds on purpose. The ball will come to the 20-yard line as number 20 kicked it short, left, and out of bounds.
He's missed a couple left and short tonight, and that's the farthest left they've kicked, and that's not a good one because it comes all the way out to the 20.
So the other question we had by text was, does it shape the Arena Bowl playoffs, or how does it now that Spokane has home field throughout? And I'll answer that really quickly. It shapes it a lot.
Yeah.
Paul Ross said in the pregame they have the best homer officials. I won't go that far. I will say that it's a very difficult place to get a call, but it's a very difficult place to win, mostly because they're good and they put 10,000 in that arena.
The shape is a black hole.
1st and 10, Arizona, and already some flags and whistles as Steve Watson jumped off sides. But Tulsa called a timeout right before the snap, apparently, so the flag will get picked up and will not matter. And Tulsa was actually short a defensive player. Are you kidding me? Chris Royal wasn't on the field.
They've done a little bit of rotating guys in there tonight, and so I'm not sure how they missed that come out at halftime. It's who's not playing or who's starting the second half, but I can assure you one thing, Coach Allner's not going to be happy about it.
No, he's marked Mitch Allner's all the way out at the 12-yard line, and he's talking to Jamar Ransom, and it probably has something about, probably telling him something like, keep your head in the game, boys, and I'm not talking about the Disney Channel special either, the High School Musical.
Oh, it's help me out here.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a 13-year-old. Believe me, I've seen
it. Huh? He does that once a week.
Yeah, he forgot, left his mic on, hit the whistle, and everybody went deaf. So it's 1st and 10, Arizona at their own 20-yard line. McKelvey left side in motion. Davila is back, throwing. That ball downfield, and it's going to be over the head of Windsor, and Davila went down and down hard. Jamar Ransom comes running from 20 yards away and says thank you to Adam Hubner. He was there, also was there Gabe Nineheis, and Davila's going to fill that one. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20.
They're going to continue to fill that one. Adam put the lick on it. Adam Hubner didn't have anywhere to throw it. He threw up for somebody, but Hubner put a whack on it.
Adam doesn't get to the quarterback as many times. When he does, they have a harder time getting up. He tends to really drive him into the ground. 2nd and 10, Arizona at their own 20. Harvey comes in motion left side. Davila with the snap. Going to throw quick. Harvey has it at the 23 of Tulsa, and he is tackled right there. Terrell Mingo hung on just long enough to get Ronnie Amati to come help. That'll be a gain of 6, maybe 7. Let's call it 7. They're going to put it at Tulsa's 23-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down at about 3.
Third medium's a tough down. They play really well under pressure because they've got such a good short game, and I think that's why they don't have a whole lot of pressure on them. But this is a big down. You know it's probably going to be a quick route, so you got to get your hands up and play underneath. Big play here from Ransom trying to get up underneath that route.
Just underway, second half. Tulsa leading 30-26. 3rd down and 3 for Arizona at Tulsa's 23. They need the 20. Davila with the snap. Looking. Can't throw quick. Throws left side. Middle. Intercepted. Chris Royal at the 15-yard line. Chris at the 20. Chris at the midfield mark. Goes, he's at the 21-yard line and he's down. That ball was going to Rod Windsor. Hit him in the hands. He got popped and it went right into the arms of Chris Royal. His 2nd interception, and Tulsa has a 1st down.
Beautiful when the play came together like that, and just like I said, Jamar comes up underneath the route. He's trying to hook underneath there, and I say underneath a lot, but can't get around. He's right in the passing lane. He has to go on the opposite side of the umpire. He throws under the umpire, and he can't make the catch because he couldn't see it. So great job there by defense, playing like they should, and a good interception by Chris Royal.
And Ronnie Amati is the guy that hit Windsor as the ball got there to knock it free. So Tulsa up 30-26. Now a 1st down at Arizona's 21-yard line. 1st and 10. All good back. Looking, pump faking, now wants to go left side, and does, caught short at the 15-yard line. Carly Franklin on his feet, runs over a man at the 5-yard line, and he's down to the 4. 1st and goal, and Carly Franklin just lowered his nose and ran over Kelvin Morris.
Mike Tyson back in the game. Carlise gets that ball and just takes off like a rocket. Not really where Justin wanted to go to. He had plenty of time to throw the ball and makes a low throw, and Carlise comes up with it and just takes off. Good job.
Mr. Morris, meet Mr. Franklin. Oh, by the way, get up off your back. 1st and goal, Tulsa at the 4-yard line of Arizona. They're going to throw it right side up in the air for Donovan Morgan. Incomplete. Arizona has a flag down, and that's going to be interference in the end zone. Trying to throw the fade route, and Brandon Freeman was all over number 2. It'll be 1st and goal, Tulsa. It'll be around the 1-yard line.
That's that toss up to Demo. Just throw it up to him on the corner, and he goes to make that catch and could not get Freeman off of him. And that's a great call by the referees there. And Demo still somehow always gets a hand on it and nearly makes that catch anyway.
They're going to move it just outside the 2-yard line, and Tulsa, will bring in Jamar Ransom. And now the officials are talking. That is first should be at the 1 because that was interference in the end zone.
Right. It should be a 1st down on the 1 and definitely a reset of the down. So I think that's what they're going to discuss right now.
Well, they're talking about it, and Guy Harvey, the coach, wants the clock to stop. It continued to run. We're at 11:46 to go in the third period. Tulsa up 30-26. Tulsa had the interception to end the half. They're going to put 12:05 on the clock. But for some reason, they're going to leave the football. Nope, now they're going to move it where it's supposed to be.
The refs have been a little bit slow to make decisions this evening.
Tell them anytime they have a question, just call. We'll tell them.
Yes.
First and goal, Tulsa at the 1-yard line. Ball set on the left side of the hash marks. Ransom will be short slot left side. Jamar in motion. All good. With the snap. Looking. Throwing to Ransom, and it is not complete. Incomplete back of the end zone. Jamar had a great shot at that thing, but he got popped pretty good by Riley Swanson just as the ball got there, and it'll be second and goal.
I think a true receiver makes that catch, and Jamar does a really good job of making an attempt. He gets both hands on it. But that's an awkward feeling. You're up in the air, your body's twisting and turning, you don't know where you're going to land, but he sure almost made a great catch.
Well, I'm going to let you tell him a sure receiver would have made that. Second and goal, Tulsa. They're going to hand it off. Nope, Allgood's going to run it left side into the end zone. Justin Allgood, touchdown. And Tulsa extends the lead to 36-26.
It's been a while since we've seen the Allgood sneak, and, he had that knee problem for a little while during the early part of the season, or mid-season, though, but he's healthy, he's back up and running, and there he goes to sneak in for 6.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the call, as I think everyone is, because you want to keep number 16 healthy. The last guy you expected to see running the football was Justin Allgood.
That's maybe why he got in.
I think that might be the case. Extra point upcoming. Capozzoli is set. The snap is very high, but the kick is up, and it's good. 10:41 to go third period. Tulsa now up by 11. Talons 37, the Rattlers 26. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Conveniently located near Highway 169.
1 minute?
Expressway. The campus of Tulsa Boat.
That was an amazing hold by Healy. I don't know how he got it down. How many times has he done that?
Specialists with physicians specializing in
You missed the incredibly sweet fake last week in Alabama. Coach Washington
system. Tulsa Boat and Joint Associates. Tulsa Talons official.
I saw him practice something else several times that they haven't pulled out yet.
Back in the game.
And I'm not going to talk about it because they're listening to rugby. When they pull it out, it is a touchdown. Unquestionably, no matter what.
They've had 2 this year that have just been spectacular.
Well, I told Odie and several of the other guys, I said, look, when they make this call, look up to me and tap your helmet. I want to be ready for it.
I want to know it's coming, huh?
Views of downtown are available on the 15th floor. The hotel features covered secured parking
10 seconds.
at a great new restaurant and bar, the Boulder Grill. Presenting
I always
Talons
think,
tickets
those
to
fake
receive
field goals are awesome.
45%
It's
off
fun to
standard
watch.
room rates. Go Talons.
AM 740 and FM 102.3 News Talk KRMG. We're at the BOK Center. Rick Corey and Zach Jones for Talons football. Tulsa leading 37-26 after the touchdown run by number 16, Justin Allgood. The extra point by Marco Capozzoli, and Tulsa up 37-26. And an opportunity here, Zach, if you could get another defensive stop where you might really start to make Arizona say, don't worry about it.
That's 2 in a row as we speak, and a third one would definitely help take some wind out of their sails.
Capozzoli kicks from left to right. Harvey is the deep man. This one's going to go a little deeper, but still not going to touch that net. No, it does. Actually goes just underneath it. Harvey makes a nice catch. He's at the 5. Oh, and he's tripped right there at the 7 by Jamar Ransom. Oh, Trandon Harvey looked like he had a lane. He goes down at the 10, and number 44 might have saved one.
Yeah, I think definitely did. Jamar caught a foot just about the time he was about to shift gears. Tripped him up right there, and that's all it's worth.
I'm not sure what you're after here.
That's all I have.
That's right. I'm done.
It's going to stop there.
I've done that many times before. You said, okay, you start now. First and 10, Arizona at their own 10-yard line, trailing 37-26. 10:19 to go, third period. Davila with the snap. Here comes the pressure. He's going to have to step up, gets hit. Now he's going to throw deep. It is caught by Windsor at the 13, breaks a tackle. 10-5, touchdown. Oh, that is all Nick Davila right there. Chris Royal tried to make the tackle at the 11. Nick Davila just got out of the hold of one player, and once he did, that was that. Windsor into the end zone, and it's 37-32.
We don't like those quick turnarounds. We get the ball back in our hands, but there it's pretty good defense, by Chris Royal uncovering Windsor down the field. That's a back shoulder coverage completion where he didn't have anywhere to throw. He just kind of tossed it up. And Windsor's a good athlete. He goes up, makes a play, and gets into the end zone.
Thanks to Luke Phillips for his text just a moment ago. Thank you, number 27. Extra point upcoming. The snap is too high. Arizona going to run it in, and they do into the end zone. They get the 2. It's 37-34. I don't know if that was planned or not, but into the end zone for the extra point is Billy Ferris, the backup quarterback, and that will make it a 3-point game. 9:26 to go, third period. Tulsa 37, the Rattlers 34. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Primo Kia and Kia Motors are proud to sponsor your Tulsa Talons.
1 minute here.
Major League Arena Football is here in Tulsa, and the Talons are a great part of it. For Major League discounts on any new or pre-owned Kia, come see us at Primo Kia, 4747 South Yale. Great vehicles, great service, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty from Kia. Kia, the power to surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. Come see us at 4747 South Yale, or visit us on the web at primokia.com.
Hey,
Yeah.
Talons
My
fans,
nickname will be Old
you
Guy.
have the feeling
Good enough for me.
when it comes to getting sick or hurt, let's face it, life is a lot like football. So are you ready for those hits? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma has the defensive game plan for you. It's called Health Check. Best of all, it's affordable coverage, and it's available
Wait with the liner, we're good.
for the whole family. Call us at 1-866-303-BLUE or online at bcbsok.com. Protect yourself with a good defensive plan with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
AM 740 and FM 102.3. You're listening to Tulsa Talons AF2 football on News Talk KRMG. Live from the arena, here's Rick Corey.
Welcome back to the BOK Center. Arizona scores in a one-play drive, and it is number 1, Rod Windsor, who has been as good as there has been in the league this year, and they make it 37-34 after the 2-point conversion. So we're back to a 3-point game. Rick Corey along with Zach Jones, and kicking off Scasia from right to left. Jeff Hewley is due to return one. Zach, let's see if he can get one right here.
I think that also gave us a statement that the Rattlers aren't quite ready to fold up yet.
Maybe they're not ready to hit the bus yet. Scasia set, the 2-step approach, and this one's going to go hard off the net left side. Jeff's going to have a great time if he can get it. This ball bounces all the way out of bounds at the 4-yard line. I said if he can get it, because it bounced or hit very close to the post, and the net is so much tighter there, it bounced away from Hewley and right up into the stands, and Tulsa will end up starting at around their 4-yard line.
That's a good job by Jeff Hewley, just being smart and hitting into the stands. And that, again, the referees are talking about you can't hit it forward, but you can hit it out of bounds, and that's maybe what they're trying to discuss. If
Let's find out what they're going to call here if they do call a penalty on this. Yep. They're going to call illegal touching. They're going to say Jeff tried to hit it forward, and that was not a good call. However, the ball was only going to be around the 4 anyway, so Tulsa only lost 2. I don't think that was too bad.
Not horrible. I just think that's a tough call to make. That ball's flying forward, and he hit it straight out of bounds. That's a, trajectory call, if you will, but it moves it back a half a yard.
9:12 to go, third period. Tulsa up 37-34, and they'll start at their own 2-yard line. 2 receivers go left side. Those 2 guys, I'll take them. Donovan Morgan and Jeff Hewley. Carlise Franklin now goes in motion, left side as well. All good with the snap. Hands off right side, and that is Odie Armstrong bowling forward to about the 3. He's tackled in there right away, though. Did not get an awful lot out of that one. The interior of that Arizona line got to him. So we'll call it 2nd down and 9 after the nice tackle by the Rattlers.
Hawthorne's been around it tonight. The big 37,
Johnny Curtin.
Yeah, their big fullback and Mac linebacker's done a good job tackling them up.
They get it to around the 3-yard line, so we'll call it 2nd down and 9 right there. Same set, 2 receivers left side. Morgan will be the motion guy. All good is ready. Into the end zone. Throws left side. Caught by Hewley at the 5. Little Jeff across to the 8-yard line. Across almost to the 10. He's knocked down right there, so they're going to call that a gain of about 7. And Tulsa will end up with a very makeable 3rd down and 1 after the nice tackle in there by Brandon Freeman.
There's that little setup again where you see a little bubble where Hewley just has a little flare and Donovan goes up the side, maybe a post route. And Demo obviously wants the ball. He's an athlete. He wants to go make some plays. And they throw to Jeff. So a little frustration, but again, just a tough play to choose who he's throwing to.
3rd and 1, Tulsa at their 11. They need the 12. They're going to, the ball comes out of the hands of quarterback Allgood. It's in the field of play and it recovered in the end zone for a touchdown by Arizona. Allgood just raised back to throw the ball and it popped out of his hands. It bounced all the way into the end zone and was recovered in the end zone by Kelvin Morris, and Arizona leads. What a shocking turn.
It's interesting. It looked like Jeff had come open across the middle for a first down, and the ball did just popped right up in the air like it slipped out of Justin's hand. So that, I guess, would be considered a fumble.
Yeah, it certainly is a fumble, unless his arm was going forward. But it looked like the ball popped out before it started forward. I'd have to see the replay. It was very, very fast. But it looked like the ball popped out as he started to draw his hand back.
Mm-hmm.
Skassi on for the extra point. Again, the snap, a bad one. Skassi running around at the 20-yard line, and he's going to be absolutely manhandled at midfield. So it will remain 40-37 with 6:47 to go here in the third period. The Talons' 11-point lead, maybe 4 minutes ago, is now a 3-point deficit. Rattlers 40, Tulsa 37. This is Talons football on KRMG. Looked like he went like this, and it popped out.
Popped up. In practice, he would always throw it up and backwards all the time. So he kind of got that under control, but it looks like maybe that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, because I never saw a replay.
I didn't either. I don't think he played one.
Has Oklahoma's first 5 diamond CSAA approved monitoring center, placing TNT in the top 3% in the nation. TNT Security Sales.
30 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
Their salesmen are all trained and certified experts in the industry of residential and commercial security services. Hawkeye Custom Concrete is a proud Tulsa original. It was started by a couple of school teachers with a flair for art back in 2003. Hawkeye goes way beyond custom. They use Talons to transform your dull, ugly floors into a high-quality, beautiful work of art. Check them out at HawkeyeCustom.com. Learn more about other Tulsa originals at TulsaOriginals.com.
At the BOK Center, Rick Corey and Zach Jones. Tulsa had a 37-26 lead about 4 minutes ago. It is now 40-37. The Arizona Rattlers, after the unfortunate fumble by Justin Allgood, rolls into the end zone where it is recovered by Curtin for the touchdown. Once again, the kicking game has failed Arizona. Bad snap on the extra point. So it's a 3-point game, 40-37. We talked about a veteran team, Zach. This is where you have to be if you're a Talon. You can't let that bother you.
Yeah, you can't let that bother you, just like they did. They were down big and almost real big, and so they come back fighting with an interception and they're, a fumble. So big plays by the Rattlers to get themselves back in the game.
Skassi with the kickoff from right to left. This one very high and heads for that slack net, goes into it, but Jeff's got it. Hewley out at the goal line, got a little room at the 5. Jeff cuts back at the 10. He'll be down at the 11-yard line. Tackled by Curtin, also in there Harvey. They'll mark him at the 12, and now it's time to reset yourself. And you'd mentioned that Justin used to have a bit of a problem where the ball would kind of pop out of his hand when he started to throw the ball, and it sure looked like that happened there. And sometimes these game balls are fairly new and they're slick.
Yeah, they're slick and waxy, and these, unlike the outdoor balls where they still come waxy, you can rub them on the grass, get some mildew on them, whatever. The only thing here to do is play with it, throw it on the turf, or try to get sweat on it. So the wax obviously wicks away the sweat, and it's just no way to do it. So you never know, and they're always putting new balls in because they're going in the stands. It could have been a waxy ball.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's a big football, too. If you've never held one, an arena ball, or, of course, an NFL ball, you're looking about the same size. From their 22, Tulsa, first down. All good with the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Throwing deep to Donovan Morgan, and it is caught for a touchdown. Oh, no, they're going to call it incomplete. Donovan Morgan touched that ball. It had been touched by Arizona. It was batted up in the air twice, and Donovan came down with it. But even if it hit the wall, he still held on, but they're going to say no. And, boy, what a remarkable play by number 2.
Are they going to call that off the back wall? Is that why it was incomplete?
I don't know, but if it's off the wall, it should still be complete.
That's what I'm thinking.
The official was calling that it touched someone first, but I'm telling you, there's no complaint from Tulsa, which makes me think it's probably all right. Back is all good. Almost trips, throws. Ball is incomplete to Hewley at the 12-yard line. Justin almost fell coming out from under the center, and he threw a little short to Hewley. Sanders on the coverage, and it'll be 3rd down and 10, and this is a big 3rd and 4th down coming up here if it gets to 4th.
Hewley wanted some extra there. He thought maybe that Sanders was in there a little early. He was definitely going down to make the catch, but it looked like Sanders was on top pushing before he got to make an attempt to catch that ball. So, looking to get an interference call.
5:11 and counting to go, third period. Tulsa trailing 40-37 to Arizona. 3rd and 10, Talons at their own 22. They need about the 18 of Arizona. All good with the snap. Looking, firing, and that ball is caught by Morgan at the 17-yard line. Oh, my. good coverage in there. I think that was Curtin on the coverage. No, it was Sanders. And a brilliant catch by Donovan Morgan. He again saves Tulsa's bacon.
Great there by Sanders of being in the right place. Looks a little early, but that was a monster catch of really having great concentration to stick with that one.
Also a very nice throw by Allgood. He put that ball the only place it could be put. As Donovan turned the outside shoulder, he put it right there. So 1st and 10, Tulsa at the 17 now of Arizona. Here comes Franklin in motion to the right side. Allgood with the snap, looking for Carlise, going to the corner of the end zone. It's going to be incomplete as Carlise fell down. Oh, it came out of the corner, or came out of the post break, to run a post corner and just fell down. Or I think he was going to be wide open, Zach.
I was watching Justin, but it looked like he definitely put the quicks on the DB, and I didn't know if they got tangled in feet or what. Bobby just got his shoulders above his toes a little bit too much.
Yep, he just hit when he planted the foot to make the cut, he just got a little too much of it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 Tulsa at the 17 of Arizona. 3:48 to go and counting here in the third. 40-37, the Rattlers lead. Left side motion by Hewley. Allgood with the snap. Throws quickly to Morgan. Makes the catch at the 15, but he'll go down at the 14-yard line. Very quick tackle in there by Brandon Freeman with a bit of an assist in there by Sanders. And Tulsa will end up with another third down. This time at the 14 of Arizona, it'll be 3rd and 7.
They must have seen something there to come up throwing quick, and that was so quick Justin it didn't get his hand on the ball. It looked like he had kind of swatted it. Came out pretty wild, but just didn't have anywhere to go after Demo got his hands on it.
They need the 7 of Arizona. 3rd and 7 for Tulsa. All 3 receivers to the right. Here comes Donovan Morgan in motion. Allgood with the snap. Protection breaking down, throwing to the corner of the end zone, and it's going to be way too far and off the wall, incomplete. And it's 4th down and a decision coming up for Tulsa. Do they try to tie it here, or on 4th down out at the 17, or pardon me, out at the 14, do they go ahead and go for it? And it looks like Tulsa will go.
I think they go for it here, but going back to that last play, it looked like the right play call. And they're really putting their hands on Demo downfield, and they're not supposed to be able to do that. And I think he's talking back to the referee on the way, not talking back, but on the way back to the huddle, talking to the ref saying, hey, they're not supposed to be able to hold on to me 10 yards down.
From the 14-yard line of Arizona, Tulsa has a 4th and 7, needing the 7. Here comes Franklin in motion right side. That's where everyone is. Allgood with the snap. Good protection. Throwing it into the end zone for Carlise. Caught. Touchdown. Oh, a brilliant catch by Franklin. Coverage by, I think it was Sanders. I'm not sure who, was terrific by Swanson. And the throw was just exactly where he needed, the same route from 2 plays ago. And Carlise drags it in, and Tulsa leads again.
That's exactly what they did. They put him in high motion and wrapped him over the top, and he run the same corner route. And again, just quick feet, man. He's got some quick feet. And Justin, again, puts a perfect ball in the corner of the end zone where he can only catch it, and he makes a great diving catch to do so.
Well, and Swenson did everything he could and could not keep up with him. Extra point upcoming. Kick is up, and it is just inside the left post by Capozzoli. 1:44 to go, third period. Tulsa regains the lead. Talons 44, Arizona 40. Back with the kickoff next here on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers. Baseball season is here.
1 minute here.
River Spirit Casino's Triple Play Payday. It's your turn to bat. Got an itch to win? Daily instant wins cards are always a hit, as well as a $50,000 Grand Salami and 2 tickets to the World Series.
Should
So
drop
put
off
me
this
in,
one?
Coach. I'm ready to play. My way.
No, that's the right. No, it's got to be the right. 37.
Here's the pitch, Infinity Card gamers. Play, get points.
30 seconds.
Win big. Triple Play
I don't think
Payday.
that one is
Instant
top.
scratch winners get built-in
Well, that's
hotel
not right.
stays, rewards play, boost specials, or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win $50,000. Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series plus $5,000.
10 seconds.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
The BOK Center is the site. Talons football 2010. Rick Corey and Zach Jones with you. We are a minute 44 away from ending the third period, and Tulsa has retaken the lead by a score of 44-40 on a wonderful 14-yard pass from Justin Allgood to Carlise Franklin. Capozzoli set to kick. This one goes from left to right, goes hard off the net. Harvey has it about 3 yards deep. He's back to the goal line to the 5, and he has run down to the 7-yard line. And Larico Stevenson and Ronnie Amati came together, and Amati might be a little bit shaken up. He had a hold of him, and Larico came streaking by and just struck him.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Rico came flying in there, he's always a hustler anyway. Amadi and he and Jamar are always flying down on kickoff. It looked like he was about to take his leg off. He came in there so fast.
Well, I think he might have gotten Amadi in the hand because Ronnie was kind of holding that hand like maybe he doesn't like that. The ball placed at the 8-yard line is first down and 10, Arizona right there. They'll send McKelvey to the right side. He'll be the motion man. Also over there is Windsor. Nick Davila with the snap. Back and looking. Here comes pressure. Throwing middle of the field. They throw the tight end screen. It is caught to the fullback at the 15, at the 20, at the 25, and he rumbles all the way to the 20-yard line. They threw the fullback screen middle of the field, which you don't see an awful lot. But not only was it successful, it was very successful. And all the way down to the 20-yard line of Tulsa goes Arizona.
They've got an interesting combination of what was going on there. They put Hawthorne in for somebody, and Hawthorne's a defensive lineman, so they had to know something was going on, and they ended up throwing him the screen.
Johnny Curtin's the guy that made the catch. First and 10, Arizona, now at Tulsa's 20. Davila back. Here comes the pressure. He's throwing right side. That ball is knocked down and almost intercepted. Tried to go to McKelvey, and boy, I tell you, at the last moment there, it was Jamar Ransom who jumped up and had the better shot at that ball, and they may have called offensive interference if they weren't careful.
Good job there by Jamar, just working that box and working underneath, and he puts the ball up in the air, and he became the receiver. You know, he actually went up to make that catch and nearly pulled it away again.
13 seconds left in this quarter. Arizona does not have to snap it. 7-6. They may not get this play off. As a matter of fact, I don't think they will, and I don't think they notice.
Hustle.
And that will end the third period. So we've come to the end of 3. Week number 15 in arena football. Tulsa leading the Rattlers of Arizona 44-40. Back with the fourth quarter next. This is Talons football on KRMG.
This is your brain. This is your brain when you wake up. 1 minute here, back with the sponsor region.
Thank you.
This is your brain when you're getting up to work. This is your brain when you pull out into traffic and it suddenly stops. This is your brain when you turn on the radio and they suggest you take an alternate route. This is your brain when you take the alternate route and it's marked by lots of bright orange bulbs and flashing yellow lights. This is your brain watching a Tulsa Transit bus. This is the brain of somebody on the bus going to the same place you're going. What is the difference? Your brain driving your car to work? 30 seconds. We'll also do a quick ID before the lead goes. Their brain is your brain when you get to work. Their brain when they get to work. Why grind yourself tonight? 10 seconds. Transit to work. For information, call 582-2100. Tulsa Transit. For anybody with a
KRMG FM Sand Springs, KRMG Tulsa. Tulsa Talons football on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG. Talons football is brought to you by Primo Kia. Kia, the power to surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. One Oak, the Bank of Oklahoma. Long live your money. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma. Because ingenuity takes energy. Tulsa Talons football. Here's the voice of the Tulsa Talons, Rick Corey.
Welcome back to the BOK Center. We begin the fourth period of week number 15 as the Talons lead the Arizona Rattlers 44-40. Rick Corey along with Zach Jones, and really it has gone about like we thought it would through 3 quarters. Strange third quarter as Tulsa jumps out. Looks like they might be able to put it away. Here comes Arizona, and then Tulsa comes right back, so we've got 2 heavyweights.
Yeah, absolutely. Throwing back and forth punches, and just exciting football, and it's really good to see. Like, you kind of get nervous when you're down by 3, but then you've got, you take the lead by 4, so it's just really good football right now.
2nd and 10, Arizona at Tulsa's 20. Davila under center, has the snap, throws quickly, middle of the field. McKelvey makes the catch at the 12. He stretches for the 11-yard line, tackled by Ronnie Amati. He'll get 9, and it'll be 3rd down and about 1.
Good job by Amati coming up and making that catch, or, secure tackle. Looked like they may try to go deep on that, and Amati gave him plenty of room to do so, and he just hitched it up about 9 or 10 yards. So great job of coming up and securing that tackle, because if he shakes that, there's no one to help out over the top. So great job on that.
So a 3rd down and 1 for Arizona. Trailing 44-40, just underway here in the fourth period. McKelvey in motion to the right side. Davila with the snap. Pump fakes, goes corner of the end zone, and it is knocked away by Amati. Beautiful play. Tried to go to McKelvey. Amati had him absolutely covered, and it's fourth down.
The beautiful thing about defensive backs in that position is the receiver's trying to catch it, and the defender's just trying to swat it down. Amadi does a good job of getting his hands in position, comes in with the opposite hand, and really makes a great job deflecting it, and maybe probably could have tried to come up with his catch. And Jamar tries to jump over there and catch it off the wall, but to no avail.
Fourth down and 1. Fourth down and 1. The ball's at the 11 of Tulsa. Arizona needs the 10. They'll send all three receivers right side. McKelvey in motion. Davila's back. Here comes the pressure. Throws, and it's incomplete. He threw it right at the absolute base of where I think that was humongous. It's a nice hit by
23
by Stevenson. The ball was at Trandon Harvey's feet. Harvey is still rolling on the ground. Yeah, he got hit not only by Larico, but I think possibly
Mingo come across.
Terrell Mingo as well, and maybe his feet as he went over the top of him. The ball was very, very low, but Tulsa has held, and it'll be first down.
That's a huge fourth down play. Again, another turnaround on downs, or the first one we've seen tonight on downs. They came up with the first one, and Mingo comes across there to make a hit, but he's so low, they actually end up coming towards his head, so they look at him like they're trying to stabilize. Make sure he doesn't have a pinched nerve or something in his neck.
Yeah, and Tulsa's trainer, Dan Newman, comes running out as well, one of the best there is. We've got a doctor over there as well who has come out. You know, a lot of times, as we've talked about it before, Trandon Harvey may have gotten a stinger in the neck. When that first happens, you lose some sensation, and it can certainly scare you to death.
Yeah, absolutely. The good news is you see him moving his hands and his feet. He's just, they're indicated they're looking towards his neck and his head, but never a good sign when they're doing that.
So we will have a pause here. The ball will be at the 11-yard line, and Tulsa will have it first down and 10 right there, leading by a score of 44-40. And that ball by Davila was low to begin with, and it would have been a remarkable catch by Harvey to begin with. Then he got popped pretty good by Stevenson, and Terrell Mingo arrived about the same time, but somebody's feet or knees went right across the top of his helmet, and you see that an awful lot of guys down going to make a catch like that, somebody coming opposite way, and you take one in the noggin, and that can be tough.
Yeah, you got your whole body and momentum going one direction, and in that place you think of knee or a foot, but it looked like his leg may have been planted. So that's you've got a solid, secured leg in the ground and the head leaning up against it. Not a good combination of connection.
Let's take a look at our Tulsa World Scoreboard while we have a little time right here. Some scores from around the league. We mentioned that Orlando was just running away from Oklahoma City. That's gotten a little bit closer, but really not a lot. It is now 49-21, Orlando leading that football game. Tampa Bay is just stomping Alabama. I mean, they're putting a big old mud hole in the middle of them, 53-22. Also, Jacksonville and Bossier, that game very close, and Bossier led for the longest time. It is now 39-20 Jacksonville, as Trandon Harvey is now sitting, so the crowd applauding him. Milwaukee and Iowa in a tight one as well. Milwaukee leads that one 48-41. Utah and Dallas, two of the worst teams in the league. 1-13 Utah, 2-12 Dallas are tied at 27 apiece. There is some rumor that Alabama team will move to Atlanta next year. As a matter of fact, several of the people in Huntsville told me that last week. They fully expect to leave that, or to lose that team. And, the building is old. They are expanding it and doing some work on it, but it is not the same thing that you're seeing around this league, obviously. The team's struggling to draw. It's a decent-sized city, and, of course, they have NASA there and many other things, but they just haven't taken to it like they want, and that apparently is going to end up in Atlanta.
If you've got an established team and someone else buys them, I guess that's how you change the franchise and change the face of the...
Atlanta's not a bad place to be. First and 10, Tulsa at their own 11. All good back to pass. Wants to go deep to Jeff Hewley. Down the left sideline, and that ball is incomplete. It was almost intercepted. Sanders had great position in there on Hewley. The ball may have been a little bit underthrown, and it'll be second and 10, but I like the call.
A little bit, yeah. We take a deep shot. I like the call as well, and it looked like all good was given Hewley, but hey, buddy, that one was on me. That was a little bit short. Looked like Hewley had him out there, just put it out there a little bit behind him, and the defender had enough time to come up and make that play.
12:59 to go here in the fourth period. Tulsa up 44-40, and they'll have second and 10 at their own 11 after a stop on downs. Morgan goes in motion from left to right. The snap, and Alga dropped the football, and Arizona has it at the 12. Boy, it's been a real adventure tonight, the snap. And Britt Rail is mad. He jerked his helmet off, and I'm wondering if Arizona's nose guard might have come across a little early.
And we get a slow replay here, so it's tough for us to refresh and rehash that play. And I don't see anything after, besides the ball popping out underneath, so I can't really give any description. But, definitely two guys are upset as Justin and Rail.
Well, they mentioned, you heard Marty Robinson say that Hawthorne would be offside several times tonight. Well, they haven't been called for it yet, and you don't know if he jumped a little early or he slapped at the football. Either way, it's Arizona's ball right back where they were on downs a moment ago at Tulsa's 11. Davila with the snap. Here comes the pressure. Davila fires. That ball caught at the 5 by McKelvey. And Davila just escaped Terrence Carter, who came burning around the outside. And it will be second down and about 4. They'll mark it just inside the 5. Tulsa up 44-40 with 12:04 to go here in this fourth period. Quickly, Arizona to the line of scrimmage. Davila has the snap, fires left side. Ball caught at the 5-yard line and knocked down right away at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, it was try with a hurry up there, trying to throw to number 3 over there, Todd DeVoe. So he's coming in playing offense now that we've seen, I think, the first time tonight.
It is. He's an awfully man. He's a big guy. They wanted to give him one other big receiver out there, tackle out there by the entire right side of that Talons defense, and it's going to be third down and about 2. They'll mark it at the 3. They need the 1.
They've got Ferris in the game right now.
Yeah, they come with the big guys in here right now, so you got McKelvey out to the right side out there as well as DeVoe. There's the snap. They toss it right side to Curtin, and that's going to be illegal motion against Arizona. That'll back them up. So it'll take them from about the 3 to about the 8. I will call it the 2.5 to the 7.5. And Arizona will end up with third down now and about probably 5-ish, 5.5-ish.
Well, they pulled out Davila and put in Ferris. I don't know what they had going on there. They just couldn't coordinate the new guys in the huddle.
But Davila's back in the game now. They'll mark it at the 8. They're going to call it 3rd and 7 now. Tulsa up 44-40 with 11:06 to go here in this game. Well, right in the middle of the Tulsa Bone and Joint Associates sign on the left side of the field. McKelvey in motion to the right side. Davila with the snap. Here comes pressure. Davila back corner of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown McKelvey. And he just flat beat Ronnie Amati. No doubt about it.
Yep. Put him on the post route. Couldn't catch up.
46-40 for the Rattlers lead. Nice play. That's just a nice offensive play right there. Terrence Carter ended up on the ground beneath an Arizona offensive lineman on the left side, and TC's walking a little bit slow here.
I think that's just the limp.
The Jim Brown limp.
Yep.
Extra point upcoming for Scasia. Remember, they've had some exciting times on their extra points. This snap is good. The ball is down. The kick is up. Just inside the post. 10:16 to go in this contest. Arizona regains the lead. Rattlers 47, Talons 44. This is Talons football on KRMG.
There's one Oklahoma company that's been around for more than 100 years, specializing.
This is the last regularly scheduled spot of the fourth quarter. I'll have more ready to go.
Thank you, sir.
Gas and natural gas liquids, providing the energy to meet our state's needs.
Well, you don't turn it over. You're up by 14.
Yeah. Giving back to our
it's one of those turnovers where we got the stop and took it and gave it back, so it's really their turn to score, but it's unfortunate that we had to give it back.
Yeah, that's what Mitch talked about. We've had so many of those opportunities where we take it and then we give it right back.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating.
30 seconds.
Tulsa Talons again this year. Major League Arena football is here in Tulsa, and the Talons are a great part of it. For Major League discounts on any new or pre-owned Kia, come see us at Primo Kia, 4747 South Yale. Great vehicles, great service, 10-year, 100,000-mile
Wait with the liner, we're good.
10
Kia,
seconds,
the power to
back in the line.
surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. Come see us at 4747 South Yale, or visit us on the web at primokia.com.
Monday mornings, listen for the latest breaking news, plus weather and traffic every 10 minutes. The KRMG Morning News with Joe Kelly. Weekday mornings from 5 to 8:30 on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG.
We're at the BOK Center for Talons Football 2010. Tulsa unveiled their division champions banner tonight. 2010 division champions hanging right next to the division champions from the last several years. A lot of those up there.
9 consecutive.
Scasia set to kick off from left to right. Jeff Hewley is deep. This one's going to be high and near that slack net again. Goes into the slack net and into the stands. Beautiful kick by Scasia, and Tulsa will start at its own 5-yard line. Had a question by text at 95920. Tyler asked if the Talons lose, what seed will they have? Tulsa is really pretty much locked into the second seed when it comes to the playoffs, and more than likely will end up with a home game against someone like Jacksonville or Tampa, although Jacksonville is more than likely the team they would play, and then possibly a second-round game on the road. Strange things could still happen to give Tulsa the top seed, but at this point, looks like they're pretty close to locked into that second seed. 1st and 10, Tulsa at the 5. All good. Tosses right side to Armstrong. He's backed up into the end zone. Comes forward to the 1-yard line, and he's taken down there. And that play was doomed from the beginning. That one bounced him backwards nearly into the end zone, and then when he came back to the left, he was shoelace tackled by Ron Jones, and Tulsa will end up with a 2nd down and 11, and I'm a little perplexed by that one.
Yeah, I think that one started off wrong from the right tackle position. And when he took a sidestep to catch the ball, got bumped backwards, and like you said, from the start, that one looked bad.
So from their own 1, Tulsa has a 2nd and 14, needing the 15 for the 1st down. All good throws right side to Hewley. Makes the catch at the 3, but he won't go any further. Maybe the 3-yard line is what they'll give him right there. Kelvin Morris on the tackle, and Tulsa suddenly in a real bad situation here.
They're in a deep rut, needing to get out.
9:07 to go and counting, 4th period. Tulsa down 47-44. And they'll mark it at the 3. Tulsa has a 3rd and 12, deep in their own territory.
Long 3rd down here in the end zone. You know that their D-line's going to be pushing back. I guess you'd try to throw them off sides with a change of count.
Morgan in motion left side. There's the snap. All good has it. Back looking, has time. Throwing deep left side to Hewley, and it is too far, incomplete. Sanders on the coverage, but that one just sailed too far, and now we've got a little something extra going on. Brett Rail is down. And it remains down, helmet on the ground, knees on the ground, and one of the defensive linemen from Arizona was basically laying on top of him, and he got pushed off by Anthony Bolden, and Anthony's a guy who never loses his temper, and he made a pretty good shove in there. They're going to call the time here to check on Brett, who had helmet down on the field. And he'll have to leave now. And in will come Jordan Bedore, and he was a true center at Kansas State. Shouldn't be a real problem with the exchange. The problem is it's 4th down. 4th down and 12 for Tulsa. They stand at their own 3. They need the 15 for the 1st down. And with 8 minutes to go in this game, Tulsa trails 47-44. Big play here. Franklin goes right side. Left side, Morgan and Hewley. Jeff's in motion. Snap to Allgood. Here he goes. Throwing deep to Jeff Hewley, and it is too far, incomplete. Jeff had broken free of Sanders at the 7-yard line, and he gave it all he had, laid out as far as he could, and just could not get there. He was open, but the ball was slightly overthrown.
He definitely was open, and he put every inch of his 5'8" body out for it and laid out horizontal, but in a spectacular catch, didn't have enough.
So Arizona will take it. Boy, a very, very difficult place right there for Tulsa to give the football back. And this game once again flip-flops. Arizona 1st and goal at Tulsa's 3. 7:42 to go. Rattlers 47, Tulsa 44. Windsor will go left side. They brought in the beef squad here. McKelvey to the right, very short slots. Windsor now goes in motion. They'll hand it to him on the right side. Rod Windsor is going to lose a yard at the 4-yard line. That is Gabe Nineheist on the tackle. Well, are you kidding me? They're going to give him the 2.5?
That's a tough spot where they give him.
That's a bad spot. That's not a tough spot.
Jeez.
That's a bad spot. He never got back to the line of scrimmage. Nineheist on the tackle, and they're going to mark him at the 2.5. Oh, my goodness.
That's amazing. Good job there by Gabe getting through the big hustle on the right side or the left side of that line, and I don't know how they give him that spot.
No, he clearly was down at the 4, even on the replay. 2nd and goal. They'll mark it at the 2.5. DeVoe in the game as well. He's on the right side. McKelvey motion left. Davila with the snap. Looking, throwing. That ball caught by Windsor. Touchdown. And then he dropped it. But they're going to call it the touchdown. He broke the plane. 6:42 to go in this game and counting. Arizona extends the lead to 53-44. And the Talons are in a bit of trouble.
They feel the trouble, but this is that place where they can't back up and give up. They got to fight back right out of the corner.
And Arizona's Rod Windsor is going to come up a little slow right there. They're going to say he crossed the plane, and really we couldn't tell from here. If you look at the replay, it looked like he'd crossed the plane, but whether or not he held the football before he went in is the question. Well, we'll leave that to the officials. The recovery in there came from Royal. It won't matter. Scacia for the extra point, and he got it inside the post. 6:03 to go in this game. Tulsa down by 10. Arizona 54. The Talons 44. The rally starts next here on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers.
1 minute.
Season is here, and with River Spirit Casino's Triple Play Payday, it's your turn to bat. Got an itch to win? Daily instant win scratchers are always a hit, as well as a $50,000 grand salami and 2 tickets to the World Series. So put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play my way.
Here's the pitch, Infinity Card gamers. Play.
30 seconds.
Scratchers win big. Triple Play Payday instant scratch winners get Hilton Hotel stays, rewards play, food specials, or cash. Get 3 matching home runs and win $50,000. Non-winning game pieces can still win. A chance for 2 tickets to the World Series plus $5,000.
10 seconds.
River Spirit Casino, 81st and Riverside, South Tulsa.
We're at the BOK Center in downtown Tulsa on a hot July night. Talons of Tulsa trail the Arizona Rattlers 54-44. And once again, Tulsa led by 11, middle of the third quarter, Zach. And then this game just got a little bit wacky. Tulsa got the ball, took it away from Arizona, gave it right back. Okay, you can live with that because, as you mentioned, it's their rotation to score still. But it's the turnover on the 4th down right now that looks like it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's a tough turnover, and that's one of those times where you really want to get that turnover to turn around and get some points on the board. And like I said, it's not a time where, yeah, you're a little nervous because you're down right now. But for the things that have gone wrong in this game, really, it kind of just comes to the center exchange where we've lost a couple fumbles and then one where it popped up. So really interesting on how they've gotten the ball back.
And that center quarterback exchange is a little bit confusing because those two have been doing it, Brett Rail and Justin Allgood, all year. However, you look at Hawthorne, who Marty Robinson said is probably the best nose guard in the league. I mean, a whole lot of the problems could just be coming because Arizona's doing a good job.
Right, and that's a huge disruption in the middle, just like we had Chop Ruffin back in the day. And as soon as you get the guy that can get up in there and disrupt anything with that snap, you've got one guy that's got one hand between his legs and he's trying to push off another 300-pounder. And Brett's big, but that's tough.
And Brett too, at 6'7", sometimes guys can get underneath him, which is almost a drawback. All right, the kickoff comes, and it's going to be short. Jeff Hewley makes a jump and grabs the ball back at the end zone at the 5-10. Jeff got a little room. He's at 15. Jeff at the 20, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. They're going to call it what? No signal, no signal. They're going to call a hold on Tulsa. Jeff into the end zone. There was never a call about touchdown or not. But they are now calling holding as Jeff crossed the goal line.
That's the only man that could call that is for holding on the kicker, but that's just an amazing job there. Jeff had looked a little bit like he may be caught from behind, leaps from about the 4 into the end zone, thinking we've got to score. Well, now they call that.
When he got to about the 5, as he jumped, the question in my mind was, did he get a hold of the wall or not? As he got pushed from behind.
I think he picked up a little bit of the Airco service over there on the yellow.
Possibly. DeVoe actually pushed him from behind, and he bounced off the wall. He also dropped the ball as he got into the end zone. But I was waiting for the touchdown. Instead, they were digging for the flag. So they called a holding, and Tulsa will be at the 15 of Arizona. Still a terrific return by Jeff Hewlett.
Yeah, not a shabby place to pick up the ball on their 15 going in.
5:44 and counting here in this game. Tulsa down 54-44, but have a first down at Arizona's 15. Allgood throws it quickly left side to Franklin, and he drops the football. That's one of those just quick shuffle out there to Franklin, and it was a little bit low. Carlise dropped it, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And the thing now is calm. You need to settle yourself because maybe you're in a little bit too much of a hurry to score.
Just being in the booth up here, talking on the radio, you get a little nervous when you get behind. You always like to feel in that swagger that you feel when you have the lead. But, plenty of time left in the game, and you're down by a few points. But, yeah, cool down and just make it like the sure-handed catch that should be.
Two receivers left side. Hewley, the motion guy. Snap to Allgood, looking toward the end zone to Morgan, and it's knocked down. Donovan Morgan had a shot at the thing, but from behind got hit as it got there. Allgood goes down. A flag comes down. That'll be roughing, and Tulsa will have a first down.
I think that was just a good defensive play there. Allgood took a shot as he threw it. They gave him a little else extra afterwards. That's what the play is about, the penalty.
But Donovan, he took the shot, threw him off a little bit, and was a little bit behind Donovan, and they come up and make a defensive stop.
So the ball will go to the 7.5, right in the middle of the Bank of Oklahoma logo, right side of the field, and it'll be first and goal, Tulsa there. 4:52 to go. Talons down 54-44, but threatening. All three receivers here to the left side. Hewley will be in motion. Snap to Allgood, and they throw it right side to Armstrong. He's across the 5 to the 4. What a quick little flip by Justin, and Odie goes to the 4.
That's a neat little play that they do. Justin just takes that snap, and it's a little underneath flip right to Odie. And Justin said he's been doing that for 2 years in practice, and finally Coach Allner put it in the playbook. The first time we saw it go for about, I think it was 5 to 10 for a touchdown. And it's just really tough to see because it's an underneath flip, and it looks like Justin's headed the other direction.
It almost looked like he just dropped the thing. Second and goal from the 5. All three receivers again left side. All good with the snap. Looking, rolling left, throwing right. That ball to Morgan is incomplete, but there's going to be interference in the end zone. They'll probably call this actually holding.
I don't know if they're going to call it holding or saddle bronc riding,
right, or mugging or whatever.
It was all over Demo.
He just had a hold of his jersey and just flat grabbed him, but that's the smart play by Swanson because he's going to give up the score.
Demo tried to go right corner, left corner, back corner, post corner. Anything he did, Swanson just had a hold of his jersey securely and fastened in the back, and he couldn't get him loose.
So it'll be first and goal at the 1 for Tulsa. 4 minutes even and counting here. Talons ready to snap the football. They do. Handoff left side, Odie Armstrong, and he pushes forward and does not get in. Little hesitation by Odie when he first got the ball, looking for the hole. Finally stuck his head down and piled up in there, but he got nowhere. It'll be second and goal from the 1.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I know that's a big D line, and they're playing tough, but the run game tonight with Odie Armstrong coming through the middle has just not been as effective as it has in the past.
Carlise Franklin is leaving the field. Antoine Floyd has an equipment issue with his helmet. Ransom comes on the field, and Antoine's going to either get a different helmet. Steve Watson's going to hand him his, and he'll run back out.
It looks like they went to the hustle formation with Ransom coming in.
Yep, that hat fits Antoine. And here he comes. Big number 94 will lumber the entire length of the field.
He wasn't going to hustle too much, was he?
Hey, you know what? They call him the junkyard dog for a reason. He just kind of lays around until he needs to bite you, then he will. Second and goal, Tulsa at the 1. Trailing 54-44, the Talons with 3:16 to go here in this game. Ransom will be in the short slot right side. Other two receivers left side. Now there's motion by Ransom. They hand it off to him right side, and he drags his way in. Touchdown, Jamar Ransom. Jamar took it, went to the left side, cut back to the right, and just dragged his way into the end zone. It's 54-50.
They tried to every which way to run that ball in tonight. They went with Allgood one time and caught him by surprise, and this time they run Jamar over the top of the formation like they do quite often, and he cuts back and lets Odie run the block for him up the middle. So it worked out, but he did have to give out some effort to get in.
You got a 290-pounder blocking for a 245-pounder that way. That makes sense to me by 45 pounds.
Absolutely.
That's a very, very nice play right there. The snap is coming from, I think, Ransom.
It looks like Ransom.
Yep, Jamar Ransom's going to snap this. Brett Rail is not. And a flag will fly. I think Tulsa ran out of time.
Delay a game on that one.
Now, I did not see why.
They just put the ball down.
But why is Rail not snapping? That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm wondering about. And I don't see Brett on the bench. Jordan Bedore, who is, as I mentioned, a natural center, is out there, but he's playing guard, and Ransom will snap. So from the 15-yard line, a 23-yard extra point, and an important one coming up. Hewley set, good snap. There's the kick, and it's in there. So nice job by, Jamar Ransom right there just did everything you can do in a football field, and it's a 3-point game. Arizona 54, Tulsa 51. 2:08 to go in this game. This is Talons football on KRMG.
1 minute.
Thank you for covering as I choke. My goodness. Iron Man.
Yeah,
that's definitely Ransom.
Give that to Jamar.
1-866-303-BLUE or online@SOK.com. Protect yourself with a good defensive plan with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
30 seconds.
Kia Motors are proud to sponsor your Tulsa Talons again this year. Major League Arena Football is here in Tulsa.
Royal gets the defensive player for 2 interceptions.
For Major League discounts on any new or pre-owned Kia, come see us at Primo Kia, 4747 South Yale. Great vehicles, great service, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
10 seconds.
Power to surprise. Primo Kia surprises every day. Come see us at 4747 South Yale or visit us on the web at primokia.com.
The Bank of Oklahoma Center is the site. 2:08 to go in this contest. Tulsa trailing the Arizona Rattlers 54-51. This is Talons football. I'm Rick Corey along with Zach Jones, and we have seen an entertaining football game. Both of these teams really kind of gone, just head-to-head, Zach. Nobody wants to blink in this thing, and even though each team has jumped out to a 10-point lead, the other guy has just fought back.
Yeah, they just keep fighting back, and we've talked about backing up and who's in the lead and who should give up, and where we thought right after halftime the Rattlers may kind of fold up and we could just kind of run away with it. They kind of turned around and said, no, thank you, and come back and put some more points on the board. So now the Talons are fighting back to the lead.
So is this the onside, or can kick it away?
I think they'll kick it deep.
Capozzoli approaches, and it will be middle of the field. The ball's going to bounce around. It's now at the 10, goes to the 5-yard line. Arizona picks it up there at the 15-yard line, return to the 20-yard line. Sanders takes it to the 20. Maybe they'll give him the 21-yard line. And Tulsa did not onside, but they also didn't kick it deep.
It was an interesting kick. It was one of those ones where you try to get a couple easy skips and one over the head on the third one, but ended up in midfield, pretty easy field.
I wonder if he was trying to hit a guy.
Maybe.
Sometimes they'll try to do that, but if the ball was not hit hard enough that you would think that would be the case. So the minute 54 and counting. Tulsa trailing by 3. It's Arizona's football at their own 21-yard line. They'll send Windsor to the left side. Also with him is DeVoe. Now McKelvey goes that way, so this is the all 6'5 receiving group. The Beaver's back, throwing left side. Ball caught at the 20-yard line and down immediately. That was, I believe, Windsor with the catch. No, Windsor is still standing up. McKelvey. So he'll get down around 9 yards. It'll be to Tulsa's 20-yard line. Royal in the coverage. So is Terrell Mingo. And the clock continues to run. It'll be 2nd and 1.
McKelvey could have the most receptions for a big guy inside of 10 yards that I've seen in a long time, especially in this game.
The good thing about him, though, is if he makes it an 8-yard catch, he's going to fall for a first down.
He's going to fall for an extra 5.
Arizona's going to let this clock run to a minute to go. So that's a smart amount of coaching right there, because they wasted probably 18 to 20 seconds as the clock goes to a minute. And now we'll go to the outdoor rules. Now, timeouts, Tulsa has 2. Arizona has all 3. And it's a 54-51 game with a minute to go. Now, Zach, one of the things we talked about was, even if you lose this game, which both Mitch Allner and owner Paul Ross said, hey, if you do, you do. You just don't want to get anybody hurt. This is one of those that if you lose it, you don't feel bad about it. You gave it away with a couple of turnovers. And, of course, Arizona could say they almost tried to give it away, too. But you certainly come out of this one going, fun, entertaining, nobody got hurt, easily could have won the football game, and you didn't interrupt your role.
Yeah, and it's easy things to fix, too. You like we said, coming in, somehow something was going to happen in the middle of the game with the quarterback-center connection there, and it has. And so whatever it is, hopefully it's easy to fix, and we think it should be. And so everything else, it seemed to run pretty fluidly tonight.
Yeah, the offense really has done most of what it wanted. It had one really bad series in the first half, one really bad series in the second half. It just happened that bad series came at the worst time. Otherwise, this would probably be a 58-54 Tulsa lead.
Yeah, you're right. And the Talons have done a really good job again on defense and getting those turnovers, and the offense just didn't connect and put those points on the board.
2nd and 1, Arizona at the Tulsa 20. They need the 19. Here comes McKelvey in motion. Davila hands right side to the big fullback, and he's going to lose a yard. Knocked down back closer to the 22, and they're going to give him the 21 again. Oh, my.
The lawnmower, Steve Watson, comes in underneath there, knocks him down for a loss of about 2, and they're going to give him the line of scrimmage.
Curtin did not get anywhere near the 21-yard line, but they gave it to him. So it'll be 3rd down, and it's about 2, and here comes the beef squad again.
Coming with the heavies.
John Booker comes back in at fullback, and he is alone at the 21-yard line of Tulsa, so they did back him up a little bit. It's 3rd down and 2. Davila with the snap and back. Wants to throw quickly. Does. Left side, and it's caught by Windsor. Touchdown. Rod Windsor walks into the end zone. A bit of a confusion right there by the Talons. And with 49 seconds to go, it's now 60-51.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they thought they were going to run the ball there with the big heavy in the backfield or what, but looking out to the outside, Ronnie Amati was a little confused, and Windsor just ran right by him.
And you have to give Davila and Windsor both credit on that one. They recognized the problem right there by the Tulsa defense. And you can see at the end of that play, Amati and Terrell Mingo were having a conversation about who did what and who went where, and that'll make it 60-51 with an extra point upcoming. You can see it puts the foot to it, and that one's going to be good, and it's going to be 61-51, the Rattlers over the Talons. So Tulsa with a 10-point hole and 49 seconds to go. This is Talons football on KRMG.
One Oklahoma company that's been around for more than 100 years.
1 minute.
In gathering, processing, transporting, storing, marketing, and distributing natural gas and natural gas liquids. Providing the energy to meet our state.
So the one real bust of the game comes right here.
And giving back to our communities. Delivering safe, reliable, and clean-burning products, always at a value. This one company is One Oak. One in energy.
30 seconds?
Exactly.
If you have a defensive plan when it comes to getting sick or hurt, let's face it, life is a lot like football. So are you ready for those hits? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma have the defensive game plan for you. It's called Health Trust. Best of all, it's affordable coverage.
Go ahead and run the liner, Charlie. We're good.
Call 1-866-303-BLUE.
Wow.
Online at bcvsok.com.
Back with liner.
Thank you, sir.
Good defensive plan with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
The ball against the wall continues.
Now 0-0.
This is Tulsa Talons AF2 football on AM 740 and FM 102.3. News Talk KRMG. Here again is Rick Corey.
49 seconds to play here at the BOK Center. Rick Corey and Zach Jones. The Talons trailing now 61-51, and we'll get to a Tulsa World scoreboard as soon as we get into our post game. A couple of games tonight that started out early, being very close, are not close anymore. We'll let you know who did what. You can see a set to kick, and he will kick this one deep. It's going to go very high off the net. Yulee has it about 3 yards deep. Here comes Jeff at the 5, a big hole again at the 10, at the 15, but he's going to be dragged down by Sanders at the 17, and Tulsa will start there.
I'll tell you, that kicker, number 9, is got the first. He's got that three-step approach like we used to see out of Luke Phillips. It's the only three-step kicker I've seen in a while, but he's got a monster leg. Take a three-step kick and kick a line drive, but about put it over that net.
Yeah, I think he was. It looked like he might have been trying to do that, and he almost did it. So Tulsa will start at their own 17, first and 10, and Jordan Bedore is in snapping at center, so I'm wondering about Brett Rail's injury. Left side motion by Yulee. All good back, looking, has time, firing left side. He throws it right against the wall, and incomplete. Actually threw it right at Clay Martin, and Clay used to be a receiver, so I'm sure he could have caught it, but instead he did the right thing, jumped out of the way, and it'll be second and 10.
It looked like Justin was going to get out of that without the defense putting his hands on it, but he does have to pick himself up off the ground there. I thought he threw it a little quick, but I guess not.
You watch Jordan Bedore, and let's watch him here. He has been a very, very good fill-in player and certainly capable of starting on this team. Second and 10, Tulsa at the 17, their own 17. Yulee in motion. Quick throw left side. Morgan has it at the 20. Donovan at around the 23, the 24-yard line. He's knocked down at the 24, actually knocked out of bounds by Brandon Freeman. It'll be third down and about 2 to go. How'd Jordan do?
He actually did pretty good. I watched him the last time. He got his good feet. It's tough to block that big old boy there. Hawthorne's a monster load in the middle. Good hands, good feet, though. He's keeping him in front of him. That's what we like to see.
And Jordan is a guy, I don't think I've heard him say 10 words all season. You'll say hello to him, and he'll just say hello. He's not unfriendly. He's just quiet. At midfield, Tulsa with a 3rd and 2. They need the 23 of Arizona. Almost out of time. Allgood throws right side. Ball caught by Yulee at the 20. Rolls down for a first down, and that'll stop the clock at 33 seconds to go. Tulsa trailing 61-51. Certainly, Zach, you and I both know, you score and you make this a 61-58 game and you get the onside kick, I mean, you can be the team celebrating here in a very short period of time, so this is not time to give up.
No, absolutely not. There's 33 seconds, and just like the first half, we saw the last 46 seconds took quite a bit of time off, not the clock, but off our regular clocks. And, you put one in here, that gives us plenty of time to kick an onside and go down and score again.
So Tulsa will try to continue the drive. 1st and 10 now at Arizona's 20-yard line. And as we said, you're just waiting to see what happens here if they can get this thing in the end zone and then get the onside kick.
It's interesting. They got to really work the clock, work the outside of the field, but they still got an opportunity to take one shot. It doesn't take but about 4 or 5 seconds to throw an incomplete pass into the end zone.
Tulsa has one timeout left, by the way. All good with the snap, and they knock the ball into him again, and this time the actual penalty flag comes out. He did not drop it this time, but Bedore was knocked backwards into him by Hawthorne, and this time he gets caught.
33 seconds in the game, and they finally get the first encroachment call.
You know, Hawthorne is a big guy. He's 6'3", 310 out of Wisconsin, but he's not terribly big. He just happens to be really quick off the football.
And he's not the guy that gets right up in your face. Some of these nose guards will get right up on top of the ball and really get over the ball. He seems to give a little bit of room, but you definitely got that quick push.
So at the 15-yard line, it's first down and 5 for Tulsa. Arizona's 15. All good back with the snap, looking, throwing toward the end zone, and it's intercepted at the 15, the 20, at midfield, and falling down, and that will end this game for the most part. Interception in there by Kelvin Morris, the Jack linebacker, who's just a big guy and somehow just kind of hidden there. Justin didn't see him, and that'll pretty much do it.
Yeah, that definitely will put it out of reach, I think, with 27 seconds left. And I don't think Justin saw him. Like you said, he snuck out on the weak side, trips left, and most of the time the Jack will float underneath to the strong side. He just floated to the weak side and really just floated right underneath that one.
And he's a big guy. Curtin's around 6'5", and you could see Justin, as soon as the ball left his hand, you could see him doing,
Yep.
You know, he knew exactly what had happened. So it'll be the football of Arizona at midfield, 27 seconds to go, and the Arizona team up 61-51, and the BOK Center is empty.
Filling out quick, aren't they?
And unfortunately, Tulsa didn't get to the 65 mark, so you're not going to get your dollar beers, big fella. But remember, the Full Moon Cafe on Cherry Street will be the spot for the post-game party. Hand off right side by Arizona, and just burrowing forward. Wow. Is that big guy Booker? Terrell Mingo makes the tackle, but gets up limping, and boy, that's the last thing you need is to have that guy hurt, and that'll do it. They're going to let the clock run to 0. So Tulsa's 3-game winning streak comes to an end. And an unusual, entertaining football game. Arizona wins it by a score of 61-51. We'll come back with the final stats and give you the updated playoff standings as well. This is Talons football on KRMG.
Time to suit up, gamers. Baseball season.
2 minutes here, back to Sponsors Regional.
No, definitely be bad.
It's your turn to bat. Got an itch to win? Daily instant win scratchers are always a hit, as well as a $50,000 grand salami and 2 tickets to the World Series. So put me in, Coach. I'm ready.
Where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteinteam.com. When Hall of Fame quarterback and coach Danny White discovered the exotic and enriching flavor of Zango juice for the first time, he couldn't help but be just a little curious. While researchers are just beginning to uncover the powerful scientific properties behind the mangosteen fruit, Danny White was inspired to perform a few experiments of his own. An ancient remedy for years, the mangosteen fruit has been linked to everything from promoting a healthy seasonal respiratory system, neutralizing free radicals, supporting cartilage and joint function, and helping support the immune system. With Zango's delicious mix of antioxidants and ever-growing health benefits, we're finding that sometimes it's a little tough not to get carried away.
Honey, where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteinteam.com.
But you certainly wanted to play well enough. What are you feeling in the locker room right now?
I can only say this. First of all, I hate losing. I absolutely hate it. It's never fun. I never, ever got comfortable with the taste of the loss. And so I hated it initially. But then you look at the big picture, and like we said coming in, hopefully they've got that home playoff game secured. It's not secured guaranteed, but it feels pretty confident that it will be. So you take it up, you lick your wounds, you find out what you did wrong, what you did right, and really just build on last week and the things you did right this week to take it to the end of the season.
Take a look at a couple of the final stats here in this game. Of course, the score, 61-51, Arizona wins. Rushing attempts tonight, Tulsa, 13 attempts, 5 yards. That's one of the things you talked about is how really Arizona played very well against the run tonight. And when a couple of times Tulsa could have really kept the roll going by scoring quickly on running plays, and Arizona was just tough.
I think that maybe have been one of the things that you can go away from this game thinking, hey, we need to look at what happened. Ultimately, that's been the game where they've had everything go their way. 3 yards, 5 yards, whatever they needed, Odie could get it. Tonight, I don't know if it was the push of the defensive line, the fire of the defensive line, or maybe Odie just was not having the legs that he usually has to push through. But those were big defensive linemen, and we're missing out a little bit there.
Tulsa on the total yards loses the battle overall, 299 to 186. I didn't realize it was quite that big of a gap between the two. Some individual stats, Dustin Allgood, 20 of 36, 181 yards. He had 5 touchdowns, and, of course, the 1 interception. On the other side, Nick Davila, 25 of 36, 296, 7 touchdowns and 2 picks. Those are good numbers for both guys. A couple of things really come back to you, and you hear one of those is when you look back at that interception by Royal that ended the first half, had either gotten in or gotten down, that kind of thing. Otherwise, Davila's 2 picks never hurt him.
Right, absolutely didn't hurt him, and came at critical times where they could have really put the heat on and didn't have the opportunity to do that.
Receiving, Carlise Franklin had another big game, 6 catches, 89 yards, and 2 scores. Donovan Morgan, 6 catches, 43 yards, and 2 scores. Hewley had 7 catches for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. On the other side of things, J.J. McKelvey, a monster game, 14 catches, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. We came into this game worried about Rod Windsor, and McKelvey turned out to be the best guy.
He did, and that's what you got to do on a team is pass away from the guy you're ready to. And he filled the role. He played that link in the chain where he's not the go-to guy, but tonight he was everything about the go-to guy.
Trandon Harvey had 5 catches for 74 yards and a score. Rod Windsor, 4 for 71 yards and 3 touchdowns. He only had 1 catch for 7 yards at the half, so he came alive a little bit in the second half, and we can understand him, as we said, kind of maybe protecting a paycheck. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard, the Tulsa World scoreboard from around the league, and we'll take one final look at how the playoffs stack up. Final, or not, well, this one is final. Not quite final yet. Spokane, well, that is final from last night. Pardon me, they just don't have it on here. Is that 63-49. Arizona's beaten Tulsa 61-51. Milwaukee now pulling away from Iowa 68-54. Utah and Dallas tied at 41. Well, they're not very good, but it had to be somewhat fun to watch. Oklahoma City lost to Orlando 49-21. Now, the problem there, if you're a Talons fan, that ends Oklahoma City's shot at all, no matter what. So now next week they have nothing to play for, which means they have nothing to lose, which means they have nothing to fear. And you just got to really be careful. You got to make sure that you have an officiating crew that will really take control of that ball game.
Yeah, it's always been kind of that hated rivalry between the two teams. And so if you've got a team, like you said, with nothing to lose, they don't really care. They don't care if they hurt somebody or not because it doesn't matter to them. So really got to protect yourself there, too.
Alabama loses to Tampa 53-29. And, of course, the other game, Jacksonville went ahead and pounded Bossier by a score of 48-20. So if you take a look at the overall standings right now in the playoffs and where everybody stacks up, Tulsa, at this point, Well, not where they wanted to be, I think, at 9-6. Certainly not the record you would expect, but there was an adjustment to this new league, and you're still seeing Tulsa as a Southwest Division leader and actually winner, but they'll be 9-6. Oklahoma City will now be 6-9. Bossier will be 3-12. Dallas, depending on how they come out, will be wherever they are, but it won't make a whole lot of difference. So Jacksonville, more than likely, is going to be the team that wins this side of the division, although Tampa and Jacksonville are still tied. If Jacksonville wins, Tulsa would end up with Tampa Bay, first round here. Now, that's a game that Tulsa won early in the year, and Tampa's been playing really good football. But then Tulsa, if Jacksonville won, would have to go there. Now, if Jacksonville does not hang on and win the division, if Tampa does, then Jacksonville would come here. I know Tulsa would love that because you'd love to have them in your building, but then if Tampa wins, you have to go there. I don't know. That's 6 1, half dozen the other, isn't it?
It sounds like the quarter has two heads when you flip it, but one way or another, it sounds like we probably will go through Florida to get to the last game. But either way, two tough teams that are going to have to play either here or there. So, the point I made last week when we were talking about this, and we're just amongst ourselves on the road trip, was I think I'd rather go to Jacksonville because you've been there once. So it's a road trip, but you're comfortable, familiar. Yeah.
You know you should have won there. I would rather go there than a place I've never been and find that hostile crowd. I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
Going to familiarity is not a bad choice. I like the way you think. Good philosophy. I don't think it hurts you, because you're comfortable. And then you can always, like you say, pick up where you left. But Tampa came here, a tough bruiser.
Yep.
We didn't knock out their quarterback. We may have lost that game. So either way, it's not easy from here on out.
No, it's going to be very difficult. So Tulsa does drop the game 61-51, but will still be the conference champions, and they are division champions, and will still, of course, obviously make the playoffs and will host here in 2 weeks. So that's the other thing to say. Now, I know the season ticket holders have renewed, but if you haven't gotten your seats, please get your seats for the first-round playoffs 2 weeks from tonight right here in town. Either way, there's going to be a really good football team here, more than likely Tampa or Jacksonville. And if it's Jacksonville, you're going to want to see Aaron Garcia, and you're going to want to pay them back for that untimed loss.
Absolutely. He's a great quarterback to watch, and that's why he's been around the league for such a good time and made big money doing so. But it'll be fun either way.
All right, partner. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks very much.
Good to see you.
All right, that's Zach Jones. I'm Rick Corey, and also for Tully Tolliver, our producer-engineer tonight. Tulsa drops at 61-51. They're 9-6 on the year. 1 game left in the regular season, and then it's playoff time. We'll see you on the air next Friday night from Oklahoma City and the Cox Center. That does it from downtown to BOK. 61-51. Tulsa loses. Good night from the BOK Center.
You've been listening to Tulsa Talons Football.
Thank you, sir. See you next week. Actually, I won't. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.